the only thing I'm seeing is the kill Alistair episode. We tried to kill Alistair.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. I mean, it was a lot more than that. You guys had your zone of truth.
Yeah,
You finagled your way through that quite well. You also had a preponderance of evidence on your side to be able to do so, along with 2 dead Castellanters that definitely helped. Um, upon leaving the zone of truth, you went back to Prestige Worldwide, healed up, rested, found yourselves in bed for a day or two, licking your wounds and collecting new gear, preparing to venture forth into the vault to find the missing 500,000 dragons. You have begun to do so, upon which several of you became enthralled with a magical uh, fresco of dwarves battling goblins, and it was only Alistair who was able to fend off the spell. And you were able to fend off the spell and attempt to break the curse that was placed upon your companions by attacking it. After which they decided to attack you, and so there was a little bit of like a Benny Hill moment where you were running around room to room, dashing back down from a daring height to once again firebolt the fresco, eventually successfully damaging it enough to help save your friends. You currently find yourselves either upstairs or downstairs, and we can resolve that however you guys would wish. Better for the most part, although I think Volknar was hurt pretty
Yeah.
badly at one point.
Yep. Elster would immediately find Volknar and apologize to him.
Do we know that we were like charmed by the wall?
Make
Oh,
a
Elster would
wisdom check.
I mean, I could tell you, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, but I wanna like. Oh wait, I did perception. I did. So okay, I did whatever I rolled. I rolled poorly. So I would
Yeah.
be like, what the fuck, Alistair? Why did you go crazy and try to kill us?
Elster shakes his head, touches your shoulder, and then points to the painting. He said, "This thing was some sort of dark magic. It had you all ensnared with its magic,
Mm,
and then it turned you against me."
very
And then
suspicious.
he looks you dead in the eyes and says, "He goes, poor Volknar, he took the brunt of it."
Yeah, I saw that's why I'm confronting you about the situation, Alistair. Very
It was
controversial.
We'll
not
bring
my
the
intent, mate.
2 of you back downstairs. You hear your companions' voices, and you suddenly find yourselves upstairs, and so you venture back downwards.
There he is. Sorry, mate.
All
Alistair
right.
gives you a little salute. This Volknar, he's gone already.
Well, I'm sure if he was here, he would say something very mean, and you know, say, "What do we do now? What do we do now, fellas? What do we do now? Where's the money?"
go find it.
All right.
So when we entered from the down here, right at the bottom.
Yes, you entered from the southern section of the map. Uh, yeah, there's like a sliding set of stone doors on either side there.
Okay. I guess Alistair points to the stairs. He's like, "Well, I guess the only way is this way."
Yeah, let's explore the upstairs a little bit.
All right.
All right. Heading upstairs. You find yourselves, and I think the only person missing up here would be. Let's see. Victor. So as you come around the bend, and I will read the description of this room, you see a 20-foot high hall has the following features: 3 pillars running the length of the room, carved to resemble warhammers, their square heads pressed against the floor. The west wall bears a cracked mosaic that depicts a dwarf smith at a forge, crafting dwarves out of black metal and diamonds. 3 archways on the east lead to crumbling bridges. Alistair, you know one of them intimately at this point. Uh, and at the end of the doors, you can see partially open adamantine doors that allow you to peek into the rooms beyond.
Alistair starts walking this way. It's like, I gotta grab something, boys. And goes and retrieves his grappling hook.
Gotcha.
And then he's like, "There's 3 bridges. I'm not sure where they lead."
Well, let's go down one of them. Which one do you
And
think
then
is the best looking one?
and then Alistair goes. He looks to you. Said, "We should go down all 3." He points to the middle one. He's like, "That one's yours, bird boy." And now it's just
Yeah.
gonna go for this one. He's gonna send his bird ahead though to see if there's anything. Is this open or is this a door?
That is a door. It is ever so slightly open. I want to say it's like 2 or 3 feet open. So if you duck
Okay.
down, you can sort of see inside and see that statue at the end of that room.
Okay. Well, I like stop here and then like go on my bird and like take a look in the room.
Okay. And as your bird enters the room and you see further, you can see that it is a stone chamber worked just like the rest. This would be. The walls are covered with frescoes depicting 3 different dwarven figures of some sort working together on an arcane project. Not only are they surrounded by papers covered in dwarven runes, but strange glowing diagrams fill the air around them, and the frescoes themselves actually emit this light. And so there's light in this room that's emanating from the opposite walls, uh, at perpendicular angles from the statue itself. Um, The rest of the room is adorned with the statue. The 10-foot tall painted statue of an armored male dwarf wields a battle axe and wears a mask at the back of this 20-foot high room.
Does anything happen when the bird enters?
Nothing happens. I mean, the bird's flying in the room, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Then I'm gonna look at the statue and look for any like switches or like buttons that might be on the statue.
Gotcha. Make a perception check with the bird.
Yeah. I will do that. And then this is -1, whatever this is. Oh, 22.
All right. That's pretty good. Let's see. All right. You can tell that there is what appears to be a trap door in the floor.
Okay.
Right before the statue, right under where the bird currently hovers. There's a
Nice.
pull ring sort of set off to the side, ever so slightly inlaid into the floor. So it would be difficult from your position, Alistair, to see where it is, but the bird
Yeah.
is able to see it quite well.
Yeah, bird can see clearly.
Yep.
Okay. That's definitely something the bird can't move itself.
You could try.
Nah, I don't think so. Alistair will just come out of the bird like mentally and then kind of call it back.
Okay.
And then
Do you want a second familiar to help yours?
well,
Double familiar up?
I'm gonna send the bird ahead to the next door and then go back to tell you guys what I saw.
Oh, hello, Alistair.
There's a trap door over there. Thumbs over shoulder.
Trapdoor. What does it lead?
Hopefully some riches. Maybe the treasure.
Okay.
So you're sending your bird into the next room?
Yeah.
Hopping under and flying in. It is able to see 4 suits of plate armor without helmets, sized for a dwarf, standing in the corners of a 20-foot high room. Each suit is draped in cobwebs. Dwarvish runes are carved into the far wall. You can see now that as the bird goes under the adamantine door and pops up and flies again, that the inscription reads in common, "A secret never before told will part Dumathoin's lips."
Okay. Well, Alistair would like When he finishes telling you guys that stuff, he would then lean against the wall and be like, "Hold on, I gotta go see what my bird sees real quick." And then you see his eyes like glow, like bright, like green, and he's in the bird and he sees all that. And then I'm just gonna like note that and then go fly over to this door. If I
Does
can
your
get it,
guy speak Dwarvish?
no, it's common. It was written.
Well, he said there was something else in Dwarvish too, right?
There are dwarvish runes carved on all the walls for the most part of these chambers.
I'll mention that, but I just want to go see this room first with the bird before I tell you guys everything else.
Okay. And in the last room, you find the following. And I will expand this as well. The last room has. Double check this. Yeah. The northeast and south walls of this 20-foot high room are adorned with dust-covered frescoes depicting dwarf smiths at work at their forges. An iron anvil sits atop a raised stone block in the middle of the floor. Both fixtures are draped in cobwebs. The fresco, the giant one across from the entrance. As you get closer to it, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Uh-oh, another one of these fuckers.
Another 22.
All right. You notice that the stone hammer being wielded by the smith in the fresco, along the south wall in particular, can be taken away from where it rests.
Oh.
That's area.
Aha. Okay. Very good. All right. Alistair sees what he's seen and then like recalls his bird and then snaps out of his trance. This bird comes flying over and like lands on his shoulder. And he's like, "All right, boys, I think I know what's going on here." And he's going to explain what he saw in each room. And then tell you about the hammer, and he's going to say that hammer, I believe, is a key.
It sounds like it.
The hammer
And then
is a key or is the key?
both. He snaps his
Ah.
fingers, and then he looks at all of you and he says, "There might be a painting in there that could be a problem, though."
Do we know that we're immune to paintings for 24 hours, or is it that specific? Because last time you said we were immune to that painting that we already got cursed by.
Yeah,
So-
you are now immune to being charmed by that fresco downstairs
Oh, but not
for the
okay.
next 24 hours.
But not all of them. At
So
least
far as you know,
as
just
far
that
as
one.
we okay.
So Alistair
Yeah.
would be like, "I suggest if we enter that room, we should probably destroy that thing before we do so."
Yeah.
Maybe send one person in first, see what happens.
Alistair shrugs and he's like, "I mean, we could just not even risk it and just destroy it first, right?"
Because like your bird didn't have to make a saving roll.
Yeah, but it's not a live creature.
Just
He holds it up. He's like, "This is my magic." He's like, "He
My-
looks
my-
real, but he's just magic."
My familiar had to make a roll
Does-
against the other fresco.
Your bird know any spells, Alistair?
He makes a jump on your shoulder and then he just sort of like emits a little magic, so you like feel like your shoulder warm up.
Oh.
He's like, "I can control the magic through him a bit,"
Ah.
and then calls it back.
Okay.
I think
Can
if
you-
the painting had like an effect, the bird would have had to make a roll.
Can your bird throw those fire things you do sometimes?
No,
Oh.
it can only do touch, like spells that involve touch.
Hmm.
That's a ranged spell.
I guess that would be ridiculous if your bird could just fly around doing cantrips.
Yeah, doing laser beam eyes.
Okay, so what do we do? What do you think, Harold? You're a smart guy.
Pick up the hammer.
Uh,
I feel like it's a bad idea.
All right. Alistair starts rubbing his hands together. He's like, "We gotta do something. I think we have to. Our best bet is to just destroy the painting get it over with. You know, and if it is magical, then it's taken care of. When it's destroyed, then if it's not, then oh well, who cares?
Okay.
I think that's our best option.
Do we have any explosive things?
No. We can just do ranged.
Okay.
He holds his
Oh.
finger gun up and it starts glowing. He's like, "This is I got 120 feet on this baby."
Okay, so what are we shooting?
That painting.
All right.
And you're gonna try to shoot it from across the bridge, is that right?
It's like down here.
We're gonna get closer. Yeah.
Is this the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, freeze right there, back where Victor was,
Oh, was it right here?
right there. So
Okay.
whoever was leading the way will start there. And I am going to ask you to roll initiative in 2 moments here as I
Oh,
add something
snap.
board.
That didn't take long.
Ah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, is it one of those monsters? It's... Yeah.
It is a troublesome little creature. That many of you recognize from adventuring stories of years gone by, called a black pudding. Go ahead and oops, sorry. Let me change one thing. I've been using D&D Beyond for multiple.
So is this
so-
different from the thing we fought in the under mountain?
Oh,
we fought-
did you fight a black pudding?
I
down
feel
there?
like we fought like
we
use
did.
yeah, because this is the one where everybody ran away. Not ran away, but like got a good
Gotcha.
distance, and Victor just kind of like ate everything.
This is the same actually.
Okay.
So as you are going past this area, there's actually a gap in the wall, and so as you begin to walk by it, out from this area eeks a black pudding, and the crack in the wall like begins to turn dark until this pudding gushes out onto the floor and begins to move towards you all. So go ahead and roll initiative, please.
It's funny because I never moved the bird or walked like over here.
Correct. You just like flew across the room.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Alistair did not get good
Oh.
initiative. Harry
So we
got
just need-
worse.
We just need Volknar.
Okay.
Nice. Victor, you actually get to go first. What would you like to do?
Well, I guess there's only one thing to do. We're gonna run up to it and attack it. See if I remember how to do all this here. 22 to hit
Okay, that is a hit.
with
This thing is just like a
okay,
liquid.
so that's 11 damage. Yeah. Okay. And then so this thing, because I want to whack it with my shield, but then it's like, wait, no. I'm trying to remember what happened last time we fought one of these things. If it was like did
They can be
damage.
tripped.
No, I'm pretty sure it did
So let me start
damage.
with your
Like,
sword.
yeah, my sword was magic, so I don't think it.
What type of damage does your sword do? Slashing?
Yeah, it's slashing. Oh, right,
So,
slashing.
so it's actually immune to slashing.
Okay.
So as you slash through it, it seems as if you cut right through it like a hot knife through butter, and yet it seems formless and substanceless. And the sword moves beyond in a way that you do not track any of the pudding being splayed onto the wall behind it. So you do not believe that you have hurt it, even though you definitely hit it.
Yeah.
I think I remember this thing now.
Yeah, we'll just stand here.
Sounds
We'll
like a bummer.
just stand.
Start tanking hits.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I would have. Yeah, damn.
You can make it so it can't run away, which is cool, right? Actually, no, you can't because you can't hit it.
He can hit it. Hitting it's not the problem.
Yeah, it's
Doing
doing
damage
damage.
to it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you would like to do, Victor?
No.
Volknar, what would you like to do?
So it's immune to slashing, right?
Yes.
That's the idea.
I'm gonna move over here and I guess throw javelin at.
Okay.
11
I think
to
you're
hit.
gonna. Yeah, that is actually a hit. I don't think you could miss Volknar based on its AC.
Oh, 6 damage.
Okay. The javelin actually does full damage to it from what you can tell.
Oh,
It goes through it, but it brings with it some of the ooze away from the creature, and so you're beginning to pull bits of it apart. Is there anything else you would like to do? I think you have another attack at least.
Yeah, sure. I'll throw another javelin.
Okay.
you have a bow, don't you, Victor?
7 damage.
Yeah. Again, you're able to tear some of the bits of the creature away from itself.
Okay, that's all I got.
Okay. Zusanu.
I am going to Eldritch Blast him with a 13 and a 29.
Both of them hit.
So 11 and 10 damage.
All right.
21 force damage.
And the Eldritch Blasts rip through portions of this creature, blasting pudding back up onto the wall, some of it even into the crack that the pudding seemed to climb out of. And you can see that the pudding is not liking this and is beginning to take some serious damage. It is not bloodied, it is getting close. Is there anything else you would like to do?
No, I guess that's it. Stand my ground.
All right. It is the
Bonus action Shillelagh.
it is the pudding's turn. It will move towards, I'm gonna say, Zusanu, and it will attempt to hit you. And it will roll a. Does a 19 hit?
It just barely does. 19 AC.
Okay. And it's going to do 6 points of damage, and then it's
And
going to
it
do
is
a
going
lot
to
of.
take 15 points of cold damage.
Okay. But that damage that it does to you with its pseudopod as it reaches out to smack you also does 11 points of poison. Or sorry, acid
shit.
damage.
So 17 altogether.
Yes. And how much damage did you say for the armor of Agathis?
15.
15. Gotcha. So it takes that damage. I think that's going to be its full turn. Touches. Yeah. Something to note, Volknar. Your javelins that passed through it are stuck to the floor, sort of back behind Victor over in this area,
Okay.
and they are beginning to corrode and dissolve in whatever pudding was stuck to them.
Oh
So they are
no.
becoming useless at this point in time.
It's like a fucking acid puddle.
Okay. I just
Alistair.
removed it from my inventory.
Gotcha. Alistair, what would you like to do?
Alistair steps to the side of Zusanu and then says, "Die, you fiend!" And
Whoa.
shoots it with his firebolt.
That was a hit.
And we're doing 16 points of damage, fire damage.
Gotcha. So this thing
Damn.
is definitely bloodied at this point. I think it became bloodied with the armor of Agathis. But your fire lances through it and begins to burn away a decent section of it. The puddle is getting smaller. Significantly so.
Alright. And then with my movement, I'm going to go ahead and hide behind this thing, and then bonus action hide.
Alright. Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
You got it, Chief. That's a crit.
Alright. You slip behind.
Super hit.
And you doubt it ever knew where you went. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Harry.
Harry's gonna do Firebolt. 24 to hit.
That is also a hit. You guys are burning some high rolls here.
9 damage.
9 damage. It is not yet dead. It is getting close. And again, the firebolt, after seeing Alistair's lance through, yours does as well. This thing is looking weak. Is there anything else you would like to do on your turn?
Just gets a little bit of cover so he doesn't rejoin Alistair over here.
Cool. Victor.
Not that I know that he's there or anything, but
Alistair's in the shadows.
He actually surprises you as you come around the corner.
Hello.
Victor, anything that you would like to do?
So right now I'm holding my sword, right?
Yes.
What are the rules as far as me pulling out a different weapon?
You can trade weapons without, like, that counts traditionally as a free action in old versions of D&D, and that's kind of how I roll that.
Okay. And then do I do piercing or bludgeon? We'll do bludgeon. So we'll bust out the flail and flail him. We're gonna roll a 1. We're gonna try it again.
That's a hit.
Wait, an 8 was a hit?
An
Yep.
8 was a hit.
All right. So a 10 was a hit too. So we're gonna.
Yeah, you can't miss.
All right. 9 and so 21.
All right. As you begin to pound the creature into submission with this flail, there is a spray of acid from the creature
Uh-oh.
because you're like pounding it and smashing it with a bludgeoning weapon, and you will end up taking 1 point of acid damage.
Okay.
Otherwise, you have killed the creature.
oh,
That said, you now take a -1 penalty with the flail.
Okay. Well, I mean, probably never use it again, but okay.
You can see that there is some level of acid
throw it on,
damage
throw it on the
on this
ground.
weapon.
Shrug your
Uh,
shoulders.
You could probably get it repaired, if you had to.
Customize. Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to figure out how to name. Okay, put flail -1
Just-
as its name.
Yeah. Acid damage. Parentheses.
-1 acid. Okay. Cool.
Alistair emerges from the shadows. Is he dead? Was he even alive to begin with?
Any bits of it that are like left over are seeping down between the cracks of the floor tiles. None of it's coalescing in the way that you might have expected, especially considering having seen Victor's sword pass through it. You all believe that it is dead, especially after having dispatched another one of these creatures.
Alistair looks at the boys and says, "We best stay together in case there's groups of those around here.
Like
They went down pretty quick, at least.
It's pretty hard to deal with one. Imagine if
like
there
a
was 3.
family,
Yeah, this could be a bigger one somewhere around here.
like a queen pudding.
Yeah." He looks around. He's like, "Hold on, I got an idea. Better send the bird ahead just in case." Then Alistair will fly the bird down the hallway this time. See if anything happens, and he just like sends it around.
Okay.
Nothing.
The bird flies down and nothing.
All right. Alistair will send the bird where we're gonna stand, basically over here. We plan on shooting our fire bolts at the paintings.
Okay.
Let me see. This is 120 feet at least, right?
I think you're okay.
Yeah, that's 100 feet right there, according to the measuring
Yeah.
tool.
Yeah, that seems right.
Alistair's like, "Harry, come here."
I'm coming. Where are you?
It's like, "Victor, stand back. We need magic here."
All the magic
Oh.
boys.
So it's only magic.
Harry
We're
nudges his
gonna
way up
shoot,
top.
and then he's like, "No, we all stand in a line. Everybody's gonna look cool, all right?"
Volker's gonna stand back right
Yeah,
here.
I can shoot with my bow, but it's only
Oh yeah,
magic.
yeah. Oh no, No, Alistair's like he nods. He's like, if you can get it from here, go for it.
Oh, okay.
And he'll like kneel down so you can like shoot over his shoulder if you want. And then he points to the painting in the distance. He's like, you see it, boys? He's like,
Let's
don't
hit
hit the
it.
don't hit the anvil. Go. Yeah, nice job, doggy. Whoever's dog, good job. Right, anyway, everybody, go for the painting. Let's go.
All right.
All right. If you would like to make attack rolls, you can do so.
28 and 12.
So even the 11 and the 12 hit. It's not hard to shoot this fresco. You just have to make sure you can get around the anvil. And Victor, your arrow in particular just sails right over the edge of the anvil on the left side, strikes the fresco, and seems to knock a chip of the painted tile off of the wall. The rest of you, your aim is also true. Zusanu, your 12 nearly also hits the anvil, but is a little further away than Victor's. And you all successfully begin to smack at the wall. Go ahead and roll damage.
We're all rolling damage.
That'd be 35.
Plus 8.
So like 43 points of damage. Is that right?
That's a shitload.
Yeah.
All of us hitting at once.
27 plus 16.
All right. As you damage the fresco in multiple places simultaneously, you can see that it is hurting the fresco. Chips and bits of this painted, beautiful wall are falling off onto the ground. Nothing else is happening. None of you seems to be charmed. None of you feels any sort of power overcoming you. You are successfully destroying this.
How are we gonna know once we've done the job? Maybe we need Volknar, as maybe Volknar goes and like actually no, because
Let's just keep hitting it.
what if he goes crazy?
Yeah, we don't want Volknar going crazy. Volknar's like,
Alistair like stands in front of everybody. He's like, hold on a second. I got an idea. And just sends his bird in.
Alright.
And he just wants to take a closer look with the bird. Bird lands on the anvil and looks at the wall.
Okay, landing on the anvil, same as before. There is a fresco inspecting it closer. It looks like it's some sort of, again, this individual that was potentially referred to as Dumathoin in some of the other frescoes, dwarvish character. Really immaculate frescoes, but it looks like you've destroyed a significant portion of it. Nothing in particular to see beyond that.
All right, Alistair leaves the bird there. He's like, I don't know. I think it's all right, boys. He's like, I'll go ahead. I'll let you know if anything's up. Or if I don't come back and I'm staring at it, then you know something's up, right?
Uh-oh.
He kind of shrugs and then just keeps walking. All
Okay.
right. Same thing happened when I look at this painting here, or what's left of it.
There is not. You're able to slip under the door. The door seems propped open somehow from the inside, from the recesses of the door into the walls. And you slip underneath into the room, looking over the iron anvil. It was an immaculate fresco, except for the portions that you have destroyed.
All right.
In common,
Oh.
you read the remnants of the words "Let the hammer fall and the anvil ring."
I want the hammer.
Alistair's he sends his bird out, and then he goes to the door and like yells underneath, "It's all clear, boys."
Can I have the hammer now?
If you can
He's
lift it,
Yes.
pick up the hammer and hit the anvil with it. See what happens.
Alistair's like, "It could be a trap."
It's only one way to find out.
He's gonna say, "Do you guys maybe we should clear the room, and I could try to grab it with my mage hand, see if anything happens before we just smack it."
Oh, let's
Always
just go
wanting to
for it.
play it safe. Go ahead. Harry backs up.
Yeah, everybody should probably just go back to the bridge real quick. I assume I have to be able to see it for me to like control with my mage hand, right?
Yeah. How much does your mage hand? How much can it lift? Because this is like a
Let's
pretty
see.
big warhammer.
Big warhammer, huh? Let's see.
I think it's going to be at least like 15 pounds, I would say.
Okay, then I can't lift it.
All right, Harry tries to pick it up,
You can do so, Harry. You can pick up the warhammer. It's
and he
probably even...
smacks the anvil. No
Okay.
one can stop him.
Is anybody else in the room?
I would have followed him in.
Okay. Victor and Volknar.
Oh, I'm staying on the bridge.
And
I was
Victor.
debating.
Oh
I was
yeah,
like,
we're just on the. We were told to stay on the bridge, so we're on the bridge.
Okay.
I was debating if I should lift it with the mage hand or not, and then Harry just did that, so I guess I'm stuck here.
Okay. Harold, you're able to lift it up out of the indentation in the wall and quickly bring it over back behind you and slam it onto the anvil. And as you do so, there's a resonant steel on steel sort of sound, a gong that echoes through the room. Victor and Volkner, the two of you can hear it on the other side of the adamantine door, and yet it does not really it does not resonate within your heart as it does for the rest of the folk on the other side of the door. Two things happen simultaneously. Alistair, Zeusnu, and Harold, you feel deep within your heart this welling of not joy, but strength. Each of you now has 10 temporary hit points.
Ooh.
Oh, damn.
Harry
I already
puffed
had
his
5,
chest
so I have
out.
10 more.
You've got 10 more. Yeah, so you could have 20 if you want. The second thing to happen at the same time is that the adamantine door falls shut, separating Victor and Volknar from the other three.
Please roll
Oh
initiative.
no.
As the adamantine door slams shut, Victor and Volknar, you see the bridge behind you begin to collapse.
Oh
And
no!
there is a section here. Let me
damn it.
make that a different color. I'll put like a black square over it. There's a
Let's hope
section
the whole
here
bridge that
that
doesn't
has
fall.
crumbled.
Oh, no.
Oh, they can jump it. They're athletic.
As long as the whole bridge didn't fall, that's what I was worried of.
There's a 10-foot gap now, roughly maybe an 11-foot gap.
Yeah, you guys can easily jump that. Strong boys.
What would you guys like to do?
So did the door shut at all?
Yes,
door?
the adamantine door is entirely shut.
Should we try to open the door?
Alistair goes, oh, that's not good. Knocks on the door.
Victor and Volknar, you do not hear knocking from the other side. This is quite a thick door from what you remember, probably at least a foot thick. And adamantine is something between stone and steel.
Volkan wants to run up to the door, start banging on it, start calling out Alistair, Harry, Zeusanu. See if I can get any responses.
Go ahead and give a strength check on that, Volknar.
10.
Alistair, as you go to touch the door once again, you do feel vibrations from the other side.
Something's happening over there. Can't tell what. This door's too thick.
We could ram it.
Alistair looks around to he's looking for some sort of way out, and he's gonna start like going along the walls and then like around the anvil, looking for anything that looks weird and out of place.
Harry's gonna go. Oh, where'd you say, Alistair? The walls. Harry was gonna look at the specifically the area where like the hammer was.
I look at the anvil a little more closely.
Yeah, wait. What was the saying? Wait, was it somewhere that Harry could see?
Yeah, and so it was just in common, like basically where you're standing right now, Harry, and it was let the hammer fall and the anvil ring. The
That's it?
that was the common. There is
Yeah,
dwarvish
okay.
as well.
Ooh, what does the dwarvish say?
Anyone know a dwarvish?
I do.
Oh, you
Alright.
do. The Dwarvish says.
What's it say, Zeus? Where was this? Was it on the?
Yeah, it's on the back wall, like in smaller
Okay.
lettering than the
Okay.
common, and so it actually describes the construction of a temple of Dumathoin within the heart of the mountain. In addition to the hammer, it says that there is a secret compartment the hammer lets you find.
So I guess I'd turn to Harry and be like, hey, let me see that hammer real quick. Bring it over here to the anvil.
He puts it on the anvil.
Okay. And as you do so, a compartment opens up alongside where the hammer was inlaid into the side with a bunch of maps coming out of
Ooh.
it.
I examine the maps.
All right, give me a moment and I will send you a bunch of maps from a different book. Can you... Oh, you know what? I will just copy the image and drop it in. You are provided with this map in particular. Did that come through?
It did. Okay.
Does it say you are here anyway?
It does not.
Uh,
In Dwarvish runes, there is a description. Let me just find one thing. Let's see. Area that would be area. (15) in the center is described as a temple of Dumathoin within the Dwarvish runes on the map. So 15A, 15B.
Probably where we're trying to go. I bet we're like in 34A, maybe.
yeah.
Harry,
Or
make
maybe
an intelligence
23.
check.
Alright. Intelligence. All right. 21.
Based on the rooms that you have seen and the way that this map is keyed, you do not yet believe that you have delved into any areas from what you can tell, from what you can see on the map. So you do not know if you were even on this map.
All right.
Okay.
Just hold on to the map. We're not in the dwarvish ruins yet.
Let's keep seeing if we can get out of this room then.
Yeah, there's got to be something. There's got There's
We're
got
in
to
the
be a
Waterdeep,
little
you clowns.
secret.
Of course we're not in the Dwarvish ruins.
All right.
Say
Well,
that
we
again?
got a map of the dwarvish ruins. Didn't there was a little thing in the dwarvish say how to get a secret something?
There was a secret compartment, and that's what you were able to open
Oh, and
with
found
the.
this. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But still, it wouldn't just lock us in here if we were good guys. So there's got to be a way out.
Victor and Volknar, what are the two of you doing?
We will try to ram the door.
Okay, go ahead and make a strength check.
Yeah. So this is add 8 to that, so
Hey,
it'd be
don't you have a
22.
battering ram?
That's what a ram is.
Oh, 22. Okay.
Yeah, so 22.
Okay. So it takes you a moment. Are you working in unison to use this? Or is this
Yeah,
something
we're working
personal?
with Volknar. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Volknar is a part of it.
And as the two of you use this battering ram together, you set your footing, and as you slam it against the adamantine door, You make a dent roughly the size of the ram in such a way towards the bottom of the door that you believe you could like pry one of your weapons underneath and then help lift up the door. And so as a lot of you are standing there over the anvil inspecting this map trying to determine where you are, you hear this incredibly loud metal on adamantine sound in a way that does not resonate through your hearts and fill you with strength, but is jarring. You can see
Volknar.
a big dent in the door.
Volknar, do you have a crowbar?
So boys, boys, is that you?
What kind of, you got any tools? I mean, well, can we hear them yell at us?
Yeah, you can hear them now. There's like a small gap because of the dent.
Yeah, it's us.
Is there
Are you alive? So you're alive.
how big of a gap?
Oh, we're talking like an inch or two.
Is that big enough for a crowbar to fit?
Yeah, you could slip a crowbar under there.
Here, use this. Alistair slips his crowbar underneath the door.
Oh, okay. So I guess I guess doesn't matter who does what. So, I'm shorter, so I'll have better leverage. Wait, yeah. So, I'll crowbar, you lift, Volknar. Does
Yes,
that
sir.
work? Okay.
All right, both of you make individual strength checks.
These low rolls.
Victor, you successfully crowbar without too much issue. That was probably an easy check, to be honest. Volknar, this door is incredibly heavy. You are able to lift it, maybe a foot before dropping it back down. I would like the both of you to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh, there we go. Now I get a base 20.
Okay, you're both fine. You slip away from the door before it catches your hands or anything.
Alistair would say, "Guys, we gotta put something underneath there to prop it up."
Like what?
What do we got? What do
Alistair
we
looks
got?
around the room and see if there's like any bricks or anything like that around.
What about the hammer? War hammer.
No, we might need that for later.
So, besides the stone anvil, there's bits of fresco, and I'm talking like small bits of like tiled fresco that you've blown off the walls. And the warhammer, there's really not much. You could attempt to break the secret compartment off of where it jutted out from, but it's made of what it looks to be sandstone or whatever that the stone of this room is carved out of.
How tall is the anvil?
The anvil is a solid like 2 feet tall.
Alistair kind of like tries to push it with his boot, see if it's loose or if it seems like it's implanted in the ground.
Go ahead and give me a strength check.
My strength is -1, so that's a 5.
Okay. You think it could move, but you doubt you're going to be able to do this yourself.
Alistair says, "Shit, we might be able to prop this under the door," and leaves his foot on top of the anvil. Looks at the boys. He's like, "Think we can move it?"
Probably take all three of us. The three
Alright.
weakest people.
Let's. Alistair goes over and tells them the plan. He's like, "We're gonna see if we can move this anvil over here. Just give us a sec."
Yeah.
And I guess Alistair looks at the other 2 weak lads and is like, "All right, let's give it a go."
Harry gives it a go, I guess.
I couldn't have planned this one better if I had tried. Go ahead. No strength check.
What do we need? A little strength.
Oh my
roll?
god.
That's amazing.
Zero.
Well, mine's
shit, nat 20.
-1. Can I do something fun? No, I'll just do strength. Okay. Come on, good roll. Just for funsies.
Do it.
Okay. Lucky. Not any better.
God damn it.
Okay, we'll take the higher one. It's a total of 30. You are able to move it pretty close to the door, to be honest. So I'm gonna say that you're able to get it to like right here in front of the door, if you would like.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Alistair like looks at him like, "Yeah, that was great. I helped."
Yeah,
You all know
same.
Alistair didn't help at all. He was just acting like he was lifting.
You were definitely like dancing around the entire time, like pretending to push.
All right, now what?
All right, now that we got the anvil here, everyone's here. Alice goes, "All right, boys, lift it up and we'll shove this underneath to prop it open.
Okay.
Nothing go wrong, right?
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna crowbar
Ready?
it.
1, 2, 3.
Crowbar's good enough. Let's see Volknar's strength check to lift the door.
Come on, Volknar.
There you go. That's better. 14.
Hey.
Okay.
Might not be enough. Good.
You are actually able. So I need Harry and
Oh, what do I
Zeus
need?
and to also roll.
Another strength check.
Oh, yeah.
13.
Oof. 6.
I got
That
I
is
got a
good
16
enough.
on mine though, so I think it should be all right.
So just as Volknar is about to drop it, you slide it under. He yells, "Get out of the way!" Go ahead and everybody just give me a quick dexterity saving throw. You just got to get a better than a 5.
Oh, come on. Okay, I was gonna say that means I need a 3.
Shit.
Oh,
Nice.
I rolled a nat 1, but still got
yeah.
a 7.
Oh, I got a nat 20 if I needed anything.
Okay. You guys are all fine. The adamantine door does fall down on the anvil, and it cracks the anvil, but it stays. You are now able to slip by on either side if you so wish.
Hell yeah, we wish.
Faulkner and Harry, I think you guys did the wrong rolls, but it's fine.
What?
Oh, I did saving check.
It was supposed to be a save.
Oh.
You're all,
Oh, you just had to beat a 5, you said. So
Yeah,
you're
good.
fine.
all right. Hey, fellas.
You guys slip under the door.
Yep.
Yep. Was there anything like in the middle of the anvil since it cracked open?
Like underneath it.
Yeah, it was just like iron all the way through.
Make a perception check.
Wait, is the
Oh,
anvil
nope,
still
that's the
holding the
wrong one.
door up?
Yes, it is. It's cracked ever so slightly, but it is holding the door up.
13.
Alright. Harry wants to check just on the floor where the anvil was. before
That's
he
what we were
goes back
talking
under.
about.
Oh, okay, good. Just making sure.
Okay,
I thought you were talking about the anvil itself.
No.
so there's nothing on the pedestal where the anvil was, and there is
Okay.
nothing coming out of the anvil now that it is cracked.
Okay. Let's continue on to the next door.
You do have to contend with the gap, which would be
Hmm.
Well, you guys have to contend with the gap.
here.
Carry me.
Alistair runs and jumps.
Yeah, how big was the gap did you say this was?
It's a 10-foot gap.
Do I need to roll for this, or can I just do it?
I'm just double
What
checking
do we
that.
need? Dex? Oh, I'm +2 dex. I think I'm willing to make a jump. Athletics?
So you can
Dex
do a
advantage?
long jump the distance of your strength score.
Negative
With a
1
running
is my strength
start.
score.
Your
strength-
actual score. So is it an 8 or a 9?
9.
Okay, you're going to be a little short, Alistair, so go ahead and give me a
God.
dexterity saving throw.
All right.
So I can, if full 14 can,
10.
oh wait, what is it? Dexterity?
What's your strength?
My
strength. Oh, sorry.
he's got the same as me. He's got like a negative 1, I assume. So he's probably 8 or 9.
Okay, so you are going to grab onto the lip, Alistair, and you are dangling from a drop of like 30 or 40 feet below you.
Help!
Yeah.
Help! Help!
Alright, so
Um,
can Harry jump across with a four? What did you need to jump across?
What's your strength
Strength?
score?
Strength is 9.
You see
So
that
that would be
Alistair is not able to make it. You suspect you might have trouble as well.
Help!
So Dex
Help!
doesn't have anything to do with this. All right, that's fine.
Strength.
So Harry will see his friend in need and blink over there and then grab him.
Well, Victor was
Misty
about to
step.
help me
Yeah,
up.
I was gonna pull him
It's
up.
alright. Harry does it anyway because he's so cool and wants to be a hero.
All right.
Harry Misty steps over there and grabs Alistair.
So as you misty step over there, Victor is already helping Alistair up and up above.
Harry
You
still
sort of-
helps anyway. Pretends to help, like
Gotcha.
finish off the job.
Volknar,
Oh,
you
thank
have no
God.
problem.
Okay. Cool.
You actually are able to potentially jump almost that far.
Alistair dusts himself off. He's like, "Thanks, boys. I appreciate it." He's like, "Better press on."
And as you begin to walk away from this area of the bridge, it does begin to crumble further.
Oh,
So, Harry, as you're walking away from this, it will fall away.
Whoa.
this looks like a little difficult. We're gonna have to maybe make a contraption or something.
Alistair points across and he's like, "Bird, how can we get across?"
Well, actually, since Volknar or Victor and I's strength so high, could we make this jump?
This looks like it's 20 feet.
It's like a it's like a
Yeah.
20, 25-foot gap there.
Yeah, we
It's
can't.
gonna be a. It's closer to a like a 17 or 18-foot gap.
I
You
mean,
guys might be able to make it if you give me a strength check that's above a 10. Victor and Volknar, I'm gonna say that you think you could make it.
but if we don't, we're fucking falling
Falling
how
40
far?
feet.
So it's like a 30 or 40-foot fall.
There's
All
like
right.
I'd say that pillar in the middle that supports the bridge is probably at least 10 feet above the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's between like 5 and 10 feet.
Man.
It's
Alistair's
sort
like,
of-
"Hold on, I got an idea." And then
There's any.
he looks over to Zeus and he says, "You, catch this." And Alistair would throw his grappling hook over to Zeus and
I mean, he could just fly over, grab it, and fly it back over. Just-
That's fine.
I
more
mean,
fun to
Zeus is
throw
able
it.
to catch it without too much of an issue.
And then Alistair goes up and like grabs Volknar and then like puts the rope in his hand. He says, "Hold this." And then he starts going across it. And he yells at Zeus, "Hold on tight." He's gonna start like crossing it on his hands, like just dangling.
Gotcha. I would need both a strength check from Victor and Zeusanu for this.
I thought you gave it to Volknar. You gave it to Victor.
Oh, sorry. Did you give it to Volknar? My bad.
Yeah, Volknar.
yeah, pressure's on Volknar.
All right. Volknar, you don't really have too much trouble holding onto it. You don't love it. It's not necessarily comfortable. You're able to sort of like put the rope under your foot and then up over your shoulder. Zeusanu, you put the rope between your feathered hands and you immediately begin having trouble with this. Can somebody, Alistair, please roll me a 1d6 minus 1.
1d6.
Hope you're ready to take damage, bro.
I rolled
Okay.
a 1.
So it slips out of Zeusanu's hands, and the rope with the grappling hook is able to fall and attach to this location here in front of Zeusanu.
Like catches
So
an edge.
yeah, exactly. And you are now dangling from the rope.
Oh fuck! Alistair
Oh my
climbs
God.
up as fast as he can.
I think he's dead.
Do I need to make like a? Do I need to roll for this, or can I just climb up?
No, I'll let you just climb up. You're pretty acrobatic.
All right, Alistair gets to the top, wipes the sweat off his brow, and he's like, "That was fucking close." Then he darts, like immediately, fucking like darts eyes at Susanu. "Why'd you let me go?"
Is he mute?
Maybe, or just not here.
So
AFK?
this is dangerous, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So has we've seen any like large planks of wood lying around?
No,
I have
this is-
not.
Okay.
This is the best way.
Yeah, I was
And
gonna
it's like-
say I could just human fall flat this and
and then-
just throw down a
And
plank
then
and
Alistair lets it stay like lodged, and then like tells Susanu to like come over and basically like help him keep it lodged in this spot for the others to cross. Or at least Harry first, and then Victor.
How did you
and Volkmar can
cross?
hold it
Like,
from
were
this
you
side.
like one of those people in the circus that like walks on wires, or
No.
how'd you?
No,
how'd you
if
pull
it
this
was more
off?
secure, I would have done that. But because it was kind of loose, I just like dangled with my hands and like my legs holding
Okay.
it.
Cool.
But I'm telling you guys that you guys hold it on that side, we'll hold on this side, and then Harry can cross this time.
All right.
Yeah, can Harry does that.
Victor assists Volknar in holding the rope.
Okay. So what I would say this time is I would get strength checks from both groups holding the rope, Victor and Volknar, and then Zeusanu and Alistair. Together, you have to reach a certain figure. Harry,
Harry's very light.
go ahead and give an acrobatics check, Harry, just to see how quickly you are able to do this. Because the faster you're able to do this, the less they have to hold it. Therefore, the lower the check for them.
Yeah, he
What?
does it at a 9 speed.
Strength.
A saving
did a
throw
sa-
or a check?
Yeah, I did.
Just a check.
I did save by accident.
It's probably the same.
5.
Yeah, it's the same, so it's fine.
Okay. And then Victor and Volknar, you actually don't even need to roll. The check is going to be it's going to be if it's below a 10. So Harry rolled a 9. It's going to be double the roll that he had in this instance, and so that would be an 18. Alistair and Zeusanu, you got exactly an 18. Just as Harry gets to, let me see, this point and begins to drop down, you let go of the rope. And let's see, the grappling hook slides towards Harry's feet.
Harry
Damn it,
tries to
don't let it
grab it.
fall.
I mean,
Harry goes to grab
it stops before it goes too much further.
All right, this time all 3 of us hold it, and we'll let
Yeah,
Victor
yeah.
cross.
Harry helps out now.
So you said in order to jump this gap, we needed a 10 to beat a 10?
Yes.
And is athletics an option?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah, we'll jump it.
I'll jump.
Yeah, we're jumping.
I'm doing it. Oh my fucking god!
No! Wait, that's close though. How close? How close did he get?
All right. Victor, you have no problem with making this jump. As you begin to turn to look for your friend jumping, you see that it looks like he has slipped on his liftoff, and you do not think he is going to make it. What I will allow is I will allow the both of you to make dexterity saving throws to attempt to catch him.
Oh man, do I want to risk it though? Well, so
Do
if
it.
I don't, he's like,
This is your workout buddy.
God damn it,
Yeah, you can't
Volknar.
just
God
leave.
damn it. I got a 1. You're
It's like if
dead.
it was
We're
anybody
dead. We're
else, you'd
both
let him
going
fall.
down. We're both going down.
I got a 1.
Okay. So, Volknar, you are able to grasp onto Victor. Victor, you are not able to grasp onto Volknar. So
I'm so
what I'm going to
sorry.
say is that he missed your hand and grabbed your leg. Make a strength saving throw, Victor. Otherwise, you are both going down.
Okay. We
Victor.
got it. We rolled a 20, so
Victor!
I'm so sorry.
He's got 3 trunks for legs.
Yeah.
And somewhere between the full plate and your raw, sinewy muscles, you are able to pull Volknar up over the lip, and Volknar, panting and sweating, is on the ground next to you. And you are both a little scared of what just happened.
Yeah.
Damn, I have a plus
Alistair
7 on
grabs
that.
his grappling
Yeah.
hook and starts like wrapping up. He's like, "Oh, I knew we had it the whole time."
Yeah, you gotta
Smiles
be more
as
graceful.
he's like putting it away.
Volknar.
You can begin to hear the stone beneath your feet giving way.
Ooh.
We better go, boys.
Ooh.
Slides under door.
Okay.
And then before we Alistair like stops everybody. He's like, "Hey, before we do anything, let's prop this thing open."
Okay.
Wants to find something, a way to prop open the door. He takes his crowbar and then like sees if he can wedge it underneath the door, like standing up.
Yeah, you can sort of put it in a place where if the door were to suddenly fall, it would somewhat be in the way at least.
Okay.
You
Alistair
don't know
like
if it
kind of
would
looks
hold, but
looks at the crowbar, looks at the group, and then kind of like shrugs, like, "Good enough."
and as you look around the room, there's 4 suits of rusted plate armor without helmets, each of them sized for a dwarf, standing in the corner of a 20-foot high room. There are plenty of cobwebs, The room is dimly lit by some sort of glowing greenish runes, just like the others.
We would have taken that warhammer from the other room with us too.
Yeah, yeah.
And Alistair, first thing he does, look around at any of these statues to see if any of them are missing a weapon, like they have an empty hand.
None of them seem to have empty hands, such as this. Um, Several of them hold shields. One or two holds a war pick or a war axe. Others of them hold a spear, and one holds what appears to be a dagger, like attached to their stone belt.
All right. Alistair will then like point to the walls and then like look at Zeus and be like, "If there's any dwarfish here, we should probably figure out what it means."
Yeah, I look around the room, do an ocular assessment, see if there's any dwarvish writing
Okay.
on like the statues of the walls.
There is a bit of dwarvish writing. In these halls which his craft has wrought, the master architect, Harl Snod Dark Shine, lays his secrets. And that's what the dwarvish runes say. In common, you see the words that you heard before, that Alistair told you. A secret never before told will part Dumathoin's lips.
I wonder what that means. What was the dwarvish part again?
The dwarvish part was you believe, a description of the maker. In these halls which his craft has wrought, the master architect Harlsnod Darkshine lays his secrets.
Anything good from the dwarfish?
I
That's the
pass it on to
dwarvish.
the boys.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It seems more just like a little history lesson than anything.
Huh. Maybe we gotta kiss the statues.
Alistair would be
What?
like, "Hold on, don't no touchy, just Alistair would say, "Look first before we touch." All right.
Okay, so don't
And
nobody
Alistair
kiss
will
the
like go around.
statues.
Don't put your
Alistair will like
lip
go
on that.
around like one by
Okay.
one, looking at the statues, see if there's anything that looks like out of
Yes.
place. Like
Harry
like how I
check.
saw like a switch or whatever on or the hidden thing on this one. She's just gonna be looking around, see if you can find anything on these other statues.
Looking around the statues, there's really only cobwebs behind them. The statues are nicely made. They seem to be made by some sort of stonemason master craftsman. Uh, there's no marks on the walls. You can roll a perception check, see what you come up with.
An 8.
Yeah, there just doesn't seem to be like, and you can like, put your hand across the walls, feel for secret panels, all that sort of thing. Nothing jumps out at you.
Alistair looks puzzled. He's like, "I don't know, boys. I don't really see anything here."
Can we check out the other room? Maybe come back to this one with like all the clues. Maybe we're just like missing something.
Perhaps.
Yeah. How are we gonna get back?
He's like, "We got my grappling hook. We can just go back down and then come back up the way we came before."
Oh, okay. Okay, I don't jump the gap again. That was close. Folknar almost
Or Alistair starts swinging,
took me
and
down with him.
he's gonna just throw his grappling hook and try to like wrap it around this.
Just send the bird. See what you can find.
All right, fine. Alistair just holds it out and he's like, "Zeusnu, go attach this over there," and points across to the over here.
And what are you gonna do with the rope in particular?
But we want to like attach the grappling hook to like this edge or something, or like if there's somewhere that looks secure, we could attach it over here.
Okay, you can do that.
Okay. And then I guess we could probably do the same thing we did before. We could have people hold it on this end while we have it attached on this end, and then try to cross. Or
Why
we
don't we
could
just
rappel.
like attach it and then like climb up it, the floor below?
What if Zeusman? What if you go check out the room alone? Just see
Because
what's up.
we have to either get down or get across. That's like our only options here for the people who can't fly. I guess the people who are strong, they could just jump back, but
I don't think we can jump. That there's part of that floor that got taken out, so I'm pretty sure.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, Alistair's like, I'd rather just go directly there rather than go down and around. Because that and he points to the floor. He's like, that's gonna break anyway. Might as well just cut to the chase.
I mean, I guess. I think it would be safer to just go down and then go up. So if we go down from right here, we'll be like just a few steps from where we have to go up to like the
What if
the
we
next
just
one.
use the grappling hook to like do what Alistair did when
But
he
what
was
I'm saying
God.
is this is probably gonna break anyway. So we're gonna have to end up crossing a gap regardless.
Yeah, let's just go for it. I can fly, so I'm fine either way.
Alright. Well then, yeah. Alistair will hand you the grappling hook, then have you try to attach it somewhere over here. And then ask the burly boys to
Over here.
yeah, and then ask the burly boys to hold the other end of the rope on this side, and then he'll try to cross first.
Okay.
I'll try to like attach it to like the door frame or the door. They seem pretty sturdy.
Zeusanu, as you begin to do this, as you land and begin to walk towards the adamantine door, it slams shut.
Aw.
Oh.
You guys, the door just shut itself on me.
It's fine, we can get it open, we just gotta get over there.
Alright, I see if I can find a way to like place to wedge the grappling hook in.
Not on the door, at least. If anything, you would have to try to do it on the either like swing the grappling hook up and around and like sort of knock itself on the rope, or do it on the broken bits of the bridge there.
Maybe the up and around, so it's a little higher, so they can just like walk out, like shimmy over.
Okay.
Is that like a check or a roll or something?
No. It's totally done. Not an issue.
All right, boys, head on over.
Alright, wish
do
me
it.
luck. Alistair's gonna try to cross.
Okay. If you get an acrobatics check of 5 or above, you're fine. The rest of you will require at least a 10 to get across.
Of what acrobatics?
Yes.
19.
All right, we'll risk it. We'll risk it.
I'm using the lucky.
Okay.
Got across.
All right. Harry, you do catch yourself halfway across at one point with your feet, and you save yourself, which only leaves Volknar.
Ah, man.
Okay. Volknar,
How far did he get?
as you begin crossing along the rope, hand over fist, sliding your legs along the rope, you begin to feel a tickle in your back. And at first, you don't realize that one of your javelins is poking into your back until eventually there's a sharp pain and you let go of the rope and you begin to fall. Is there anything you would like to do while falling?
Try not to land on my head. try to duck and roll when I hit the ground.
Ooh,
Okay.
superhero landing.
Volknar's gonna go down before you even get
Yo,
another
turn
fight.
on rage mode. Can you rage on your way down?
Would I take half damage with the fall?
I don't know. I'm
I don't think
asking.
so.
So
It
just
is it is bludgeoning damage.
So
Where-
I would.
I think you would.
All right,
Ooh.
that javelin poking me in the butt. I got pretty mad about that. Feels like another wrestling match with Victor.
Okay.
what?
So you are going to take 6 points of bludgeoning damage from the fall.
Is half that or is just
That was half.
Okay. This is why I wanted the grappling hook down and just walk up the fucking stairs like a normal human. Or
We are not a human.
have to work.
So did we see him get javelin?
It was just like poking into his back at the odd angle
was his
that he was
own.
moving across. Yeah.
Oh, his own. Okay, I thought it was like someone threw something
No.
at him.
No.
I was like, it
He
distracted
attacked
him, and that's why he
himself.
fell.
Okay. Well,
You are on the ground. You are able to get up and stand up. You feel pretty battered. You've definitely felt better, but it's
Okay.
not the end of the world.
All your friends just saw you fall from that rope.
The rope is actually now dangling in front of you as well.
Climb up,
Because-
Volknar.
Whatever you had it attached to on the other end, even if it was nothing, I mean, it's now dangling from the other side, right?
Volknar's gonna walk of shame and try to just take the stairs.
Okay. You're able to take the stairs. You're able to get to the other side without issue if you so wish.
Okay.
All right, guys, battering ram that door again.
all right.
Pry it open.
Oh wait, gotta wait for Volknar to get
Oh,
here.
okay. I'm still walking.
All right.
Treating my wounds.
Okay. So yeah, we're
See the battering
gonna battering ram this thing. We didn't do well. So plus, so it's a 16. It's a 16.
Oh,
And
I got a 22.
he rolled it at advantage. I'm gonna say a 16 is probably good enough to put a dent in it once more. And so if you want to try to like, oh, actually, Alistair doesn't have his crowbar. So if anybody else has a crowbar, you may attempt to use that sort of tool.
I have my crowbar. I would
but
have
that
picked
you
it up.
Slipped it under the other door.
I mean, I would have taken it like on the way back because like we didn't like it wasn't like stuck there.
Worst case scenario, Zusanu could go get it for you. So that's fair.
Yeah.
All right.
What's it up?
So is it appropriately dented, or do we need to give it another?
No,
Get
it's
away.
it's appropriately dented.
Okay. All right. Let's. Victor will crowbar while Volknar lifts, I guess.
Okay.
And like, can we all be helping so they get
Roll
like
to
advantage or
one.
something?
Strength check?
Yeah, roll to 1. So you're going to get like a 20.
I'm gonna say if anybody else wants to attempt to help, they may do so.
Yeah, let's all help. Hollow Bones coming in with a 15.
Let's go.
All right, you guys are able to get the door open. How would you like to pry it and keep it open?
Alistair's like gonna run and jump and try to slide underneath while they have it open.
Roll an acrobatics check, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna be able to do this.
23.
No problem. I need another strength check from Victor and Volknar and Zusanu if you guys would like to continue to hold it open. Okay, it's still propped open for a moment.
Alistair would be like, Victor,
Harry
let me see
goes
that
in.
Alistair would be like, Victor, let me see that crowbar, and I'll put it underneath the door to hold it open.
All right, Harry, roll a acrobatics check.
Acrobatic. 19?
So can I like
Do so.
Can I like slide a hand, try to grab the crowbar from Victor to like pop underneath the door to hold it open?
You can attempt to do so. Roll sleight of hand for
Okay.
that.
You know, if we let the door like drop, are we going to be on the inside or the outside?
I mean, you're currently on the outside of the door, Zusanu. So, Alistair, as you grab the crowbar and slide it underneath, you are able to prop it open for some period of time. You do begin to see that the crowbar puts a dent into the stone beneath it, and you can feel that there is an incredible amount of weight being placed on this crowbar at a slightly precarious angle.
It's not gonna last longer, guys. Get underneath, quick.
All right, we will. Victor will get underneath.
Shuffle underneath the door.
Alright, sure, whatever. We can always just crowbar back if we need to.
It is looking precarious, Alistair. What would you like to do with the crowbar?
I want to
Can I
grab it.
cast medicine on it to like fix it as it's like breaking?
I want to sleight of hand grab it back.
Okay. And it wouldn't be breaking; it would just be bending.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dusinu. 26. You were able to snatch the crowbar, and the door slams shut.
So now it's now bent.
The crowbar's okay.
Okay.
You sort of like knocked it out and picked it back up before, like as the door was slamming shut, so that it's not stuck underneath of it.
Okay, but it's in like it's not like fucked up. It's like it's still okay. The crowbar.
Seems okay. You
Okay.
suspect that too much longer and it probably would have bent.
Okay. All right. Alistair's like, all right, that door's fucking heavy. We gotta be careful next time and quick.
I'm gonna toss up the drift globe, light up the room for everyone.
Okay. The room is lit with the sunlight of the drift globe.
Then Alistair goes to the secret door and or the trap door and it's like, all right, there's a trap door here, boys. Let's descend, shall we? Or actually, he goes, before we do, what's that say? And he points to the dwarfish writing to Susanu.
Susanu. You can read in the dwarvish runes, though I present a door, it leads to only lies.
We might want to hold off on that trap door for a minute there, Alistair. The dwarvish writing says that it might be a trap.
Where else are we gonna go?
I guess that is true. Should we just hope for the best and head down there?
Smack him with the hammer.
I mean, what else can we do?
Let's go pull the thing and see what happens. See if we can like see down it or something.
Okay. As you lift the door, who would like to try to lift the door?
Well,
Does it
wasn't
look
there
like it's
a
heavy?
Victor
a
puts his
lever or
finger on his
something?
nose.
Does the trapdoor look like it's heavy?
It looks like it's heavy, but I don't know. Who would like to try to lift the door?
Alistair's like, all right, screw it. I'll give it a lift.
Okay. You lift the inlaid handle, stone hinged handle, up off of the floor, and as you begin to pull, it feels stuck. Incredibly stuck. And as you touch this, please make a dexterity saving throw.
27.
Oh
Okay.
damn!
So you are actually safe. But there is magical fire that emits from the statue's eyes that singe into the ground where your feet were moments before.
This
Oh shit!
there's a trap here. The statue.
Did the statue just try to attack you, Alistair?
Yeah, we should knock its head off. He
Yeah,
looks to the strong boys. Take care of that thing.
All right. She just want me to bonk it.
Yeah, remove its head.
All right. I will pull out my Morning Star and bop it in the head.
Okay.
Nice.
Make an attack roll.
A 10.
That's actually enough to hit.
All right. So, 5 damage to the statue's head.
You put a crack into it. It is not knocked off. You think with a few more blows, you probably would be able to knock off the head. You don't see any arcane magic sort of lighting up in its eyes any further.
Zusunu, where's detect magic? What the fuck, man?
Yeah, is the statue magical?
I guess I
Oh,
will.
you do you just have detect magic up at all times? Is that right?
I do.
Let me just double check something here.
How do you just have it up all the time?
One of the warlock things.
While Zusnu is doing that, I'm gonna bonk it in the head again.
I'm sorry. There is an aura of evocation magic. That is right. My
Okay.
bad. And
Yeah,
go ahead
just
and
keep
bonk it in the
smacking.
head.
So another 9 damage.
Okay, you're able to take the head off with this
All right.
second blow, and you smash the head off, and it crashes to the floor behind the statue.
All right, should be safe now. One of you strong lads want to give it a lift?
Victor again puts his finger on his nose.
Okay, I guess I gotta do this then.
Yeah.
Want to give it a strength check there, Volknar?
Oh, 16.
Okay. You think, regardless of how heavy this stone door might be, it's going to be on hinges on some level to be able to lift it up and out of its area. And if it's not, you'd be able to lift it up slightly and slide it to the side, for example, based on the way the hinge on the clasp is. It does not budge. As you grab the handle, the dwarven the dwarven statue head shoots laser fire eyes once more, but behind the statue into the wall. And so you see them burn into the wall behind you. Nobody is within any danger, so no need to roll anything. But as you let go of the hinge, it stops.
Ooh.
Mm.
Maybe we use the head. Someone hold the head and
Hold
point
on,
it
hold
at the
on.
floor.
No. I got an idea. Someone smash that floor with the hammer.
Who's got the hammer?
Early boys.
I thought it was Harry.
Harry
I thought
has the
Harry
hammer.
took-
Do it up, Harry.
Yeah.
No,
Smash
no,
the
one of the
floor.
strong boys. One of the strong
Yeah.
boys.
Harry will hand it to the strong boys.
Volknar puts his finger on his nose.
Okay. All right, that's good. I'll do it. All right. Victor smashes floor
both,
with
right?
hammer. Everybody stand back. Make sure that head's not pointing this way. All right.
Let's see just an attack roll.
An attack. Just for which weapon does it matter? I'll just do. Wait. So yeah, we'll use our Morning Star as the hammer
Yeah.
and get a 14.
More than enough to hit. Go ahead and roll damage. And
All right.
it's at least 1d10, I think.
1d10. I rolled
Warhammer's
a
1d8.
I rolled a 1d8 and got a 10, so that's like
Okay.
samesies
No,
kind
that's
of.
good enough. So you blast away a bunch of stone using the steel warhammer, and in fact, you blast away enough stone that you suspect that there's something fishy going on here, because you did not hear any sort of hollow noise underneath. I want to say you blasted away about an inch of stone with this hit that sort of shrapneled up and sprayed across the floor. There's just more stone beneath it.
Something fishy here, fellas.
A
Elster
trap
will
or a trap?
will stop you and be like, "Hold on, boys. Let's see if we can move the statue at all."
Want to move the statue?
Yeah, see if there's anything underneath it.
All right. Let's move the head real quick. Like put it in a
Yeah, so we'll
corner or
see.
something. Yes, we'll move the head pointing in this northwest corner of the room, so that we don't need funny business.
Okay.
All right. Let's push this thing, Volknar.
Alright.
Yeah, get on this side that I'm on, and then we'll
Yes,
just
sir.
we'll push it. We'll push it. Push it
Alright.
real good.
Strength checks.
Another one.
Oh.
I'm going to say together, the two of you are able to slowly but surely push this thing over onto its side. A combined 18 is good enough, I'm going to say, because there was going to be 15 total. Takes you a minute, and Victor, with your low roll, you feel weaker than maybe you have in a little while, but you are able to push it over. You suspect that if the head was on top, it would have toppled easier. And there is a sideways dwarven statue that slams to the floor and reverberates through the room. There's nothing inscripted on the bottom. There's nothing underneath the statue, but more stone floor.
Feeling a little weak, fellas. Does anybody have a medieval hot pocket?
All right, let's take a 5-minute break here. It's 8:30. We'll come back to continue exploring the contents of this room and see how far you guys get. What would you guys like to do?
Yeah, Alistair,
Harry's
what would
cast
you like to
fireball.
do?
Gotta keep exploring.
Yeah, ask the stone. Whip the stone out.
Alistair remembers the stone was the key to get in here, so he pulls it out, and then looks to see if there's anywhere he could potentially place it that was like on the statue.
Make a perception check.
A 1. I got a
I,
5.
yeah, so there's gonna be like the obvious places, like the hands of the statue, even
Yeah.
examining like the head of the statue, the trapdoor. Nothing really jumps out to you. Yeah.
Alistair's like, I don't know if this is like the entrance. And he puts the stone away.
So we just bash the floor some more?
Yeah, I shrug. It's like, I mean, what else? What else are we supposed to do?
Oh.
Pound on the floor until it gives way.
Yeah, well, Victor will bash the floor again with the hammer.
Okay.
21 to hit, and
Solid
then
hit.
yeah, we're hitting it.
Brute force.
And as you attempt to brute force your way through the floor, Victor, you get a solid hit in the place where you smashed last time. You are able to chip up a bunch of stone from 2 or 3 inches deep. Again, no reverberation of hollowness beneath. Nothing shines through from the light of the drift globe. Just more stone beneath.
So why do you guys think someone would put this here? Why is there a hole in the floor? Was it just a
I
trap
think it's
just
just
to
like a
lure us
trap.
in front of the
Oh,
statue?
and hold on. If Zeus said there was evocation magic,
Yes.
it's well, would that mean that it's evoking a false bottom of some sort?
Evocation magic
What
is
is
like
evocation magic?
yeah, it's typically like destructive magic. So fireball is an evocation spell. Same with
Okay.
firebolt.
All right, so it's a defense mechanism, so it's protecting something. That's
Or
what
it's just a
Harry said.
trap.
Yeah, but what's a trap for what though? Like random room trap. Haha.
Yeah. I think there's still something in the middle room.
Yeah. Something to the statues. Do all these what if we knock the heads off of those statues?
Harry, I will say from your memory, and because you have the best memory of the group based on your
Naturally.
intelligence
Yeah.
score, you would remember that the middle room held 4 suits of rusted plate armor without the helmets, sized for a dwarf, standing in the corner of a 20-foot high room. There were dwarvish runes carved into the far wall, with which said something about like the creator of the area, and then there was an inscription that said, "A secret never before told will part Dumathoin's lips."
Alright. What does have I ever heard of Doomathorn before?
Go ahead and make a religion check.
I know what he would look like. That's what I need
I
to
think
know.
we have to say it's like a password. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, right. So but we should be looking for some. So what was the oh I gotta know. 11.
You don't know enough about dwarven gods to know more than Dumathoin is one of the primary dwarven gods.
Harry would ask Zeus if he knows what he looks like. This guy looks like in his books or anything. Like, is any of these people him? If he, oh, never mind. I don't know.
Alistair would say, we need to go over there and speak the password. I don't know what it
Yeah,
is, but we
well,
gotta
we gotta
figure it out.
find the password though. Yeah, but it's got to be. Alright, then what was in this room? All the rooms are they got to be like related at least a little bit. We got temporary HP. It must open up some sort of secret door somewhere. All right, Harry's got to. I don't know. Can Harry's gonna look around this room and try to find
Okay.
any sort of dwarven things to have Zeus translate for him.
Make an investigation check.
Nat 20.
Okay. Poking around in the deep corners of this room, the cobwebs, looking on the underside of the broken off head, the statue closely. You don't find any further dwarven runes, those beyond what you've already seen. There's the trapdoor, there's the statue. You do a thorough check within this room. In fact, you go across the room for more than 20 minutes doing this.
Obsessively.
Yes. You do not believe that there's really anywhere else to look. You even look up along the ceiling, closely moving, tile by tile, foot by foot across the room, searching for
Alright, bud.
something,
Let's
anything.
move on. Let's
Agree.
move on, boys. We gotta move on and keep
Uh,
trying to figure this out.
okay, we gotta open this door again.
Oh.
Alistair pulls out his crowbar. He's like, hopefully it holds up long enough for us to get across.
Yeah.
Who would like to do what?
If you guys prop it open, I'll slide the crowbar underneath for us.
Alright, I
Okay.
guess me and Victor are doing strength checks again.
And those of you behind, be ready to do acrobatics checks quickly.
Ooh,
Strength checks.
base 20.
They are good enough. The acrobatics check from Harry is good enough. From Alistair, just good enough to pop the under. Zeusanu,
S-
Oh shit, that 20?
good enough. You're on the
This
other
is for me
side.
to go. Yeah.
You're through to the other side. This leaves Victor and Volknar on the far side of the door.
We acrobatics check.
Do we act? Yeah, do
Yes.
we? Okay.
Acrobatics checking.
Oh, another base 20. Oh wait, no, wait, what? No,
Man, like we're either rolling crazy high or crazy low.
no, it's a 10.
That's actually good enough for everyone. The crowbar looks precarious once more, Alistair. What would you like to do?
Grab it.
Good enough. And the door slams shut with you all on the opposite side. You guys got lucky. The 24 from Volknar helped cover Victor's 9. And besides that, everybody was at least 1 over the DC. And Volknar met the DC with the 10. So you guys did it effectively, if not necessarily cleanly this time. You are on the opposite side of the closed door. What would you like to do?
Alistair points over there. He's like, we gotta go back, boys.
Volkmar's gonna
lead
be
the
like,
way.
we'll just hold the shit here. You guys have fun.
Alistair's like, do you want to drop down this time? Or can we walk across right here? He points to the broken bridge.
Well, we can't get across the broken bridge on the middle bridge.
Yeah. He's like, whatever, I'm going for it. Alistair goes around across.
Okay, it does not break.
How are you getting to the across, like jump in the gap in the middle?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We'll do what we did before, I guess.
What's further, this? Yeah, that's
Yeah,
like
that's true.
that's like 17 feet. That's
15.
like 20
So it's
feet.
roughly 20 feet, yeah.
Yeah, so you'd rather cross the way we crossed over here.
In fact, the one in the middle is further because a bunch of the section here broke off.
Yeah.
I come back then if that's the case. And I guess we'd ask Zeusanu to like fly over and try to attach it to the side for us.
I would do that.
Okay. You can attach the rope with the grappling hook to that side.
Alistair's like, all right, I'll go first again. It's just acrobatics.
Sure. And who's holding the rope? Is that the idea?
Yeah, I'll hold it.
Okay.
Check it. 18.
Well, both of you are able to move across, or excuse me, Alistair, you're able to move across quite quickly while Volknar holds it.
All right.
So you are on the other side. Zeusnu, you're already over on the other side too. We'll put you there. Who would like to do what?
You guys should send Harry across first, or
Harry goes
yes.
first.
Okay. Let's see the acrobatics check. Volknar, you don't need to roll again. You're good for now.
Okay.
All right, Harry. You do not
8.
fall, but it is not pretty. It takes quite a while. Enough time that Volknar now is going to need to roll another strength check.
Okay.
Volknar, hold on a little bit longer.
20.
All
All
right.
right.
You are over without issue. Victor and Volknar, how would you like to do this?
Vognar's just gonna I'm just gonna chill over here.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Right.
thinking, but
Alright.
I'm guessing when they do the puzzle, whatever's in there, the door's gonna close.
Yeah. Fuck. Should I need to go over there too?
We strong boys.
All right. How about this, Victor? You hold the rope. Let me go first, so I have a better chance of not taking damage. Are you at full health?
I'm missing 1 hit point.
Yeah. Let me go first. I'm at.
Yeah,
I'm
Volknar's kind of
missing,
fucked up.
I'm missing 21 hit points.
I got a scrape.
All right. I'll go. What do I do?
Do you want to heal, Volknar?
No, I have 44 out of 65. Like I think I'm
Oh.
good.
I think you're doing acrobatic. I think you're doing acrobatics if you're
Yes.
doing the thing.
10.
It's actually good enough, so long as Victor is able to hold it long enough.
Oh,
for you.
my
So
okay. Strength check.
go ahead and roll,
Strength
Victor.
check. It's a 12.
It's okay until the very end, and the rope slips out of your hand, Victor. And Volknar, you're able to just hold on, and you sort of crash into the side. It does not hurt you. It's not pretty. It's not fun.
No.
You do not take damage, and you're able to climb up the other side. But the rope is now on the side that you are on. And Victor, you do not have the rope.
Okay.
So if you want the rope back,
Zeus can
you'll have
fly
to
back.
figure it out.
Yeah, just we'll give one end to Zeus and just be like, "Hey, just go fly it over to Victor.
No.
Let him swing across."
Got a bit of a rope burn there.
Okay. Zeusnu, do you fly it across? Pass it silence. That works. Victor, you have the end of the rope. What would you like to do?
Passes.
Sorry, I was muted. Yes, I would do
Okay.
that.
I guess I'll acrobatic over.
Swing like Indiana
Okay.
Jones.
Okay. Okay. So
Dun, 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 dun,
Roll.
dun.
got 22.
Okay. That is good enough to Indiana Jones your way over. And you climb up the rope to the other side. The door is still open here. This door's this one is closed. No, this one is open.
All right.
Yeah.
So I guess we're going through the door.
All right, no issues doing so. Crawling
Yeah.
out under the door to the other side. You are back in the room with the dwarven statue, or the dwarven plate armor statues, as well as the words about the secret.
Alistair just takes his crowbar and lays it down, like underneath, like if the door were to slam, so at least be crowbar would be there to catch it.
Gotcha. Done.
So we start bashing the floor.
No, Harry does a little same sort of investigation.
Okay.
Oh, that's a terrible one.
Is there any magic coming from the statues?
All right, let's see. There's no magic coming from any of the statues.
Oh shit!
What did you
Victor,
you
which
rolled a
floor am I bashing? Just
So you're able to look at all the mosaics and frescoes on the walls, which are few, and it's mostly around the words "A secret never before told will part Dumathoin's lips." Um, there are, pictures of this Dumathoin character moving about, creating dwarves from different substances by the looks of it. Um, Nothing else in particular, though.
You know what I don't get is like, why are there spider webs down here? Are there really that many flies that are like coming down here that spiders are gonna be down here to lay webs to catch to eat?
At least at this time, there don't even any remains of spiders have like disintegrated to dust.
Okay.
You suspect that this room does not get a lot of traffic.
Alistair says, "Well, there's some sort of secret word we need to speak here, but we just don't know what it is. What's the secret of this guy's hiding?
Bring out the stone of galore.
He, his memory's wiped of this place. He can't help us here."
What was the god's name? The dwarf god?
Dumathoin?
Doom.
Dumathoin.
Volknar wants to start yelling, Dumathoin! Dumathoin! Let's see what happens.
Your shouts reverberate around the room and nothing occurs.
Hmm.
Alright, Volknar's still kind of in his rage, and he just wants to start hitting statues.
Ooh.
Okay. With your battle axe or with the great hammer, what would you like to use?
Oh, let's use the great hammer. Who's got it? I want it.
The
I
hammer?
want it.
Yeah, here, try it.
Okay. So
Well-
you begin smashing statues with the warhammer. Pieces of the plate armor go flying into the walls around the floor. Nothing in particular happens. You are causing quite a ruckus, quite a mess.
Alistair would be like, "Wait, stop, stop, stop!" And just like wants to see if there's anywhere that the stone might fit in any of these statues.
So far as you can tell, Alistair, again, their hands were holding shields, their weapons. You don't think so?
Can we try to take the weapons and shields out of the statues?
You can. They are like armor statues, so you may do so.
Okay. I'll do it out of this guy in the bottom left first and see what happens.
I thought that was the one you smashed.
Okay, I'll go up there.
Gotcha. You can remove the shield and the weapon, and this one had, I believe, a war axe in its hand. You can remove the war axe from its hand, the shield from its hand, put them on the ground. They're just empty metal gauntlets at this point in time. You can do whatever you'd like.
See, I have no idea. Can I take the weapon and put it in the guy's mouth or something?
Yeah, I mean, you can put it in their hands. There are no helmets on these statues. These are helmetless statues. Um, Placing the
Is there helmets
warhammer
on
into
them?
the no helmets.
I'll place the
Pla-
warhammer into this guy's hand and see what happens.
Okay. Nothing occurs.
Maybe we should be standing in a way where these statues won't shoot lasers. Yeah.
I mean, like
Wait,
the no helmets thing has come up a few times. Maybe we should try to find helmets to put on them. Complete their armored look.
They're already
Fine.
halfway destroyed.
Yeah, I already smashed one to pieces.
Harry,
Um,
yeah.
go ahead and roll an intelligence check.
Are you smart? Intelligence. About 20.
You definitely think there's more to do here with
Yeah.
the words from the wall. In particular, a secret never before told will part Dumathoin's lips.
Do we know the secret that's never
Secret.
been told before?
I don't know. What's a secret you've never told anyone, Harry?
There's been
Oh.
other stuff going on in the
Oh.
wrestling matches that me and Victor don't want to talk about.
Okay. As you say
What?
this,
No,
Al-
no, don't power game me.
Uh, Harry says, I think I'm in love with Vajra.
Okay. And as you say that, there is a trap door that opens in this room near where you are standing.
It's a trap.
It is once it begins to open, it is mechanical. It is not magical, hence the lack of Zusanu's detect magic here. And as it opens, you do see underneath the stone a magical sort of listening device, Zusanu, that was hidden from your detect magic due to the fact that it was, um, there's like an inch of lead, like a foot of stone or whatever. It was deeper than you were able to see down. There is an open trap door now beneath you.
Let's fucking head down it.
Alistair jumps in.
Okay. We will go to the last map.
The last map. What does that
It is
mean?
a spiral stone staircase that descends first 5, 10, 50, 200 feet. It continues descending for quite some time, down, 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 to the point where you begin to get rather dizzy. You're unsure of how far it descends, but you feel that you are nearing your goal with every step. And further you go into the darkness, the drift globe lighting your way. It's difficult to see past the bends in the spiral staircase until finally you come to an opening. And this opening leads to an archway. There is, through this archway, oops, doesn't cut it. Through this archway, you see an opening into a hallway that has some sort of archway above it that curves to the left. And there is a bright, shimmering light that seems to bounce towards the edge of the room. There are torches in the walls here of this room in which you are in. And you suspect that there's torchlight causing some sort of reflection off of a shiny, metallic surface, glistening in the room beyond.
I'm gonna shillelagh. Just thinking ahead.
Oh, it sounds like we found the gold, fellas.
Alistair sends the bird ahead.
You can also see ornate columns support a 30-foot high vaulted ceiling, adorned with carvings of dwarves basking in the presence of their gods. Deep alcoves line the ceiling walls in the sort of way that like a stone Gothic church would. You can see. Give me 2 seconds, and I'll show you what you can see there, Alistair. The bird can see some interesting sights here. You can see quite a pile of gold on some level. Let's see. All right, so I'll just display this to you first. So we're able to see this much. There's a pillar here, which is what I was having a little bit of trouble with. You can see to the edges of like this pillar over in the corner. You can see to the edges of this pillar here.
Oh, Alistair like immediately snap out of the bird and be like, "It's there, boys. It's all here," and start running this way.
Okay. And you can sort of see that sight as well, Alistair.
And I turn to the boys and be like, we probably shouldn't let Alistair be the first one to get to the gold. Mr. Sticky Fingers.
Okay. And as you all run in, there is a voice as an individual steps out behind the pillar, and the bird turns and sees him. And you can hear a voice saying from a dwarf, incredibly old, eyes steady and bright. I wasn't expecting anyone. As you can see, this place is a mess.
Oh.
Perhaps you should come back later after I've tidied up a bit. This dwarf is ancient looking. White hair everywhere. All over, or sorry, like a golden blonde hair everywhere. He has ornate robes and an impeccable staff of two dragons twined together, one red, one gold, until they meet, almost the way that like a medical symbol is with two snakes, but dragons instead.
Oh, I want that staff.
Um,
You already have a crazy
I know.
staff.
I want that
Volknar
one.
is like, this is interesting, and takes a potion of healing.
I'd step forward to introduce ourselves and be like, greetings, Lord Dwarf, good sir. We are Prestige Worldwide. We're here
And he
searching for Never Ember's tomb.
he looks at you all stepping to this location and says, "And I am Barak Klanghammer. I
Alistair holds
guard
out his
the
hand
gold of
to like
Lord Dagult Neverember.
Alistair like holds out his hand to shake it and is like, "Nice to meet you."
Please, I would ask that you stay back. I trust none in this tomb, and I ask why you have come."
And Alistair looks at him and is like, "You're right for not trusting anybody," and then goes invisible.
And so what do I roll for my potion of healing? 2d2, 2d4s?
2d4, 2d4 plus 2, I believe. Okay, you go invisible.
Yep.
All right.
Nice.
I am gonna.
That's an aggressive move.
Yeah, I'm gonna say roll initiative.
God damn it,
Jeez,
Alistair.
Alistair.
Hold on just a second.
We could have like talked our way out of this.
A 4
Didn't
for
even-
Volknar.
Well, no,
Didn't
the
even-
4
Oh, that was a
my,
custom roll.
yeah, that was my my potion of healing.
Did we get everyone? Oh, I don't have Harry.
Oh yeah, sorry.
This guy's gonna be like level 20.
He is old.
All right. Okay, we are going to start with Volknar. As Alistair goes invisible, you can hear him shout, "You know not what you do. I hide this gold from those in Waterdeep who would seek to steal it and use it for nefarious purposes." Volknar, you can go first.
So we just want to use it for hookers and blow. Uh,
That was unexpected.
That's so on brand.
Volknar will run right up next to him, and so after he said hookers and blow, he'll rage.
Okay.
And then, yeah, Great Axe +1. Ooh, for a base 20. Is that
Oh
crit?
shit.
Oh,
That is.
He asks
All right.
sheepishly.
Let's
20
see
to
it.
hit.
that's the
Yeah,
Omega
no,
crit.
that's a hit.
Hey, doesn't your guy have like a special thing?
Yeah, he gets an extra damage dice.
Yeah, so what? What's
Another
a crit?
D12.
And another D12?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
So 24 plus 2, is that right?
22 plus, or sorry,
26 plus.
22, 26. Yeah, so 28.
28.
Yeah,
All right, that was only your first attack as well, I believe.
right.
Strong opening.
I'll do it again. I got a base 1.
Well, there you go. One
That
spectrum
is
to the
sadly a
other.
miss.
Yeah.
It's funny. The first attack, he actually throws up the side of his cloak, and as you strike down into it, it feels incredibly hard in a way that you were not expecting. Something between leather and metal, and it almost clangs off. and it's strange. There's something that falls to the ground, gold and glittery, in the same way as the gold dragons in the massive pile behind you, those beautiful coins. But these gold things that fall to the ground, they look like scales, lizard scales, the size of your fist.
Let's have a drink.
Oh, are we about to fight a dragon?
We're killing it.
Volknar, is there anything else you would like to do?
Uh,
It's our buddy.
no, it's all. I think.
Okay. And there's a roar as the individual before you yells, "You know not what you do, fools! You hide, or you attempt to take what is hidden from those who come before you."
Oh.
And the form shifts and twirls in the cloak and grows enormous into a gold dragon, large, imposing, and terrifying.
Alistair, where'd you
oops.
go?
Oops.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oh, Alistair.
Oops.
So, the creature before you will cast, as its opening move, its weakening breath. Let me make a 60-foot cone. It knows at least where Volknar and Zeusanu are, but it's going to catch Alistair as well. Let's see, weakening breath. Actually, I think it's going to get Harry. I think it's going to get all of you, except for Victor.
Oh no.
I would need a strength saving throw from everyone in that range, please.
14 or 16?
I'll take a 25.
All right, Volknar, you are okay. Everybody else has the following impacted on them. Strength saving throw. You have disadvantage on strength-based attack rolls, checks, and saving throws for 1 minute. You can repeat this at the end of each of your turns.
No problem.
So was this like a roar, just like a shout?
It was a it's like a gold mist that emanates out across the floor and envelops those of you in its path, except for Volknar.
Okay. So he like debuffed us.
Yes. I'm just checking to double check to see if there's anything else he should do.
That sucks for Volknar, but yeah, we're okay.
No, Volknar's actually fine. He saved.
Oh.
Sucks for
Oh, then we're
everybody
fine. It doesn't really affect the other three of us.
Volknar will, or sorry, the dragon, the gold dragon, will take flight. So Volknar, you do get an attack of opportunity, and this creature will fly 15 feet up into the air.
Okay. I will take the attack of opportunity. Just regular great axe +1. Another base
Oh
20.
man.
Wow.
Did you go 21 and then 20?
Yeah.
Yes. And roll an extra d12. And we'll add 2 to that.
19.
Okay. You are able to deal another 19 points of damage to this creature, this enormous adult gold dragon. And as it takes flight, it roars in pain as your axe slices into it once more. And you can see again, scales tumble down to the ground. And they look similar to the gold dragons. And now it dawns on you. This is why the coins of Waterdeep are called this. Zeusanu, what would you like to do?
I think I'm gonna go on the defensive. I'm gonna cast Globe of Invulnerability.
What?
So in a 10-foot radius around me, concentration spell up to 1 minute. Any spell of 5th level or lower cannot affect me or anyone in it, even if the spell is cast using a higher level spell slot.
Okay.
but it looks like I can still cast spells like from within out of it.
Okay.
So that is going to be my action. Let's see, do I want to move up and maybe? Yeah, I guess I'd move up so like Volknar is within my globe. And then summon
All right, I'm gonna place that down. How big is it? 10-foot radius.
10-foot radius.
Gotcha.
He's the magic duck.
All right, I think that's roughly a 10-foot radius. Tentacool.
Yep, and then he is going to be my bonus action.
Okay.
Let's see where it says attack.
Does it have to be on the ground? Because the dragon's in the air.
Oh, it's a 10-foot reach from the ground.
I think I said he was 15 feet in the air.
Did.
Oh, then I can't hit him.
Okay. So I'll also put that down just so we have that. 15
What
feet.
if you made it pop out of this pillar? Or does it only have to be on the ground? I assume.
I don't know.
I would allow it. I actually have no issues with that. So if the spell or the power allows it, like that's totally kosher.
It just says you create a 10-foot long tentacle at a point you can see.
Yeah. Then it could be off the ceiling. It could be off the pillar. Go for it.
All right, I'll do that. So off the pillar.
Fans
a
off the
nine-
wall.
with a 19 to attack.
That's a hit. Just
Boom.
barely.
Oh, bottom damage, 5 damage.
And it's cold damage. Okay.
Cold damage.
Gotcha. 5 points damage. Is there anything else you would like to do?
I guess I want to like yell out, be like, we were sent here by the Black Staff. Not the Black Staff, the Silver Hand. We were sent here by the Silver Hand himself to secure the tomb and the stash. We don't need to fight.
Just toss a persuasion check out there as well.
Oh, not 1.
Okay. And you hear a roar back from the creature saying, "And what if Laryl Silverhand is involved in it?" The dragon will. It will not do anything. Go ahead, Alistair. What would you like to do?
Alistair smiles. Well, I guess he's invisible. No one sees it. But he pulls out his wand and he casts Hold Monster on the dragon.
Gotcha.
So it's a 17 Wisdom save.
Okay.
Damn.
Got a natural 19, or got a 19.
Mother frick. All right, so I had to at least try. And I am not invisible anymore because I cast a spell. I'm gonna go behind this pillar here and bonus action hide.
Okay.
17 stealth.
Gotcha. And at the end of your turn, he will use one of his legendary actions to try to detect you, which is going to be a perception check.
Plus
Damn.
14.
Damn.
Yes. And he goes, "You can hide behind any pillar you want, little elf, but I'll still find you."
Oh, Alistair getting called out.
And
Is that the end of your turn?
that's it.
Harry, what would you like to do?
Nuke 'em.
Run up. right up to Volkdar.
Okay.
And cast. Haste.
All right. You are hasted, Volknar.
And what does that give me?
You get an extra attack, as
Nice.
well as a few other things. I think your movement is increased.
Oh yeah, it's doubled, right?
Plus a +2 bonus to AC.
AC bonus is big.
And you have advantage on dex saving throws, and you gain an additional action.
Nice.
I'll take it.
Yeah, that is pretty good. Is there anything you'd like to do with your bonus action, Harry?
Hide if I have any more movement.
I don't think you do. I think that was just about 30 feet from there.
Then hide behind Volknar.
Victor, what would you like to do?
All right. I guess Victor. So if what is drinking a potion? Does it use an action or
Bonus action.
bonus action? Okay. And do I suspect that I could actually, like, if I was to try to melee this dragon 15 feet in the air, could I actually reach him? Like,
You could attempt to do so. It would be difficult.
You probably have to like jump up or some shit.
yeah. Well, I figure if the first attack, if I'm running and jumping, I could at least like, okay. So first, we'll use our bonus action to chug our speed potion.
And that gives you haste as well.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, I had one of those too. Fuck.
Yeah. We're gonna. Okay. So yeah.
Victor's haste can't be
Then
taken away
we're
though.
feeling real nice now. So we're just gonna run up and try to do a jump and swipe at the dragon.
Okay.
Victor's a madman.
Yeah.
Alistair thinks.
I don't think we're gonna hit him.
That's
Got
a
an 11.
miss.
Yeah. And then so now I'm up on him, right? Does that affect my attack? Like, because the first one was kind of like a run and a jump, so I get extra height. But is this like a?
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say you're still gonna have to jump regardless. So go
Yeah.
ahead.
So see if my so I have a very good vertical leap there. 15 to hit.
Again, it's a miss, and
Mm.
you're going for like the dragon's dangling leg, basically, right?
Yeah,
With the tail,
whatever
if
I
you
can
score a
hit. Okay, so now I get the extra attack because of the haste, right?
Yep.
Like, so, okay. Okay. Okay, we got 25 to hit him.
That is a hit.
Okay, so we're gonna hit him. I should keep track of this. So 9 damage, and then we'll use the
Knock him
spirit.
prone.
Yeah. Can I? We're gonna make this a trip. We're gonna try a trip.
I
Try
don't
to
know if
trip the dragon.
can you though?
Can I knock
Like
him
a
out of the
massive
air with like a
creature.
tripping
No,
attack? Can I like
I'll
knock
let
him
you
out of
try
the
that.
air?
Yeah, you can try that.
So
That's fine.
was a 15 if
Tripping the
he,
blind guy?
he's got a.
Actually, sorry. Does trip? Is it large and smaller?
Oh, let's see.
Because the dragon is huge, so there might be a size issue there.
Okay. If the
Might be like grabbing
target
his toenail.
you had to roll, and if the target is large or smaller, it must. This is larger or smaller.
Yeah. So the dragon is huge, so it's bigger than large. So
Oh,
therefore
okay, so-
it's not going to be affected by the.
So
trip.
then, like, would I know? Like, how does that work now that I know
You could
that?
potentially scare it. That might be more valuable for you.
But can I change the? Okay, well, if I can change
Yeah.
it, then I'll change it to a menacing attack.
That's totally fine.
Yeah.
So is that a wisdom saving?
That's a
throw?
wisdom of 15. Yeah, check.
Gotcha.
Doesn't he have like a +12 to that?
Plus 8. He's got
Plus
got
8.
massive rolls.
Oh yeah, so I gotta do the extra damage too.
This is a mature dragon, so he's got crazy stats.
So no matter what, it's
Yes.
gonna be an extra 7 damage.
All right. That's some big money.
So
You
that's-
guys have already done nearly 75 points of damage. Just tossing that out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're doing okay,
Volknar.
but it's,
So
Actually, I
did
think
he?
it's
I'm assu-
78.
this thing can fuck us
did
up.
he pass his the check?
Yes. He did. He
Okay,
got
so
22.
You know what? You know what to say. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. We'll action surge and you know,
Sure.
try to attack him a couple more times.
Get him.
Yeah.
And you
Victor's
can
gone ape
see
shit.
Victor's sword is just flashing through the air with a speed that you would not have ever really envisioned, and that is a hit.
Yeah. So that's what was that? 6. And then we'll try to menacing attack him again.
Okay.
Gonna do it again.
Make him scared.
It's funny because some of
Oh.
these are going to come off here at some point, and it's actually, I do think it's worthwhile.
4.
Okay. 4 more points of damage.
If the DC is 15, he could miss at some
All right,
point.
so I got one more attack. I missed with the last one. All right.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to do, Victor? Because you still have some movement, I believe.
Yeah. Then I take the attack of opportunity, and I'm assuming this thing hurts. So,
Oh yeah.
but if it's gonna hurt, it's gonna hurt no matter what.
Yeah, he's gonna blast us with some fire breath or some shit.
You know what? We'll stand here for now, I guess, and just eat it.
Okay. I will use up the second of my legendary actions this round, and it will take a tail attack. That is when you are within 15 feet,
Plus 14.
and it is going to do
Damn.
19 points of damage.
Okay.
Volknar, what would you like to do?
Good question. Good question here. So it's up in the air.
Yes, 15 feet up in the air.
Can I hit it with my axe or no? Was Victor hitting it with his sword?
He was hitting it with his sword. It was difficult, but he was doing it.
All right. If I run here, is that an advantage roll?
I will say you are flanking.
Going for the butthole.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to swing my great axe in its butthole. Do I get an advantage roll, or is like since he's up in the air, he's flying, I get disadvantage?
No, go ahead and roll advantage on this. I'm gonna say
Advantage. Okay. I'll just. What do you think, boys? Should I do a great weapon master, or should I just?
I think he has a high
Yeah,
AC. So
his
yeah.
AC is like too high for that.
He's got like 18 AC, 18 or 19.
All right, 22 to hit.
that is a hit.
You have 3 attacks, so just use all 3. Regular.
And in fact, he could get a
In
fourth
rage. Oh, there you go. Somehow.
10 plus 2.
if he was raging already, which
I
I
am, yeah.
think he is. Yeah. So
Yeah,
you can
he's
actually
been
get
raging.
4 attacks because of your reckless attack or whatever it is.
So that's 12.
15 to hit.
That is a miss.
And then your haste attack. Oof,
12
that's
to hit.
rough.
It's a miss. And you could take one more with your what is that
And that-
power called? I think
get
it's
a point.
reckless attack.
I
You
get a
should burn
point
it
of
because this is gonna be like our
caution.
last fight, like the campaign.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You saw what he did to Victor. You can't miss.
23 to hit.
There we go.
As a hit.
Ooh, max damage.
All right.
19.
You have done over 100 points of damage to this creature. Is at the end of your turn.
Yeah, my 4 attacks will be enough.
Okay. It will use the last of its legendary actions in this round to take a tail swipe at you as well, Volknar.
Rude.
28 to
Yeah,
hit.
That's not missing.
Yeah.
God damn.
17 points of damage,
Oh,
which is halved because it is bludgeoning damage.
So how much do I take?
9 points damage.
9 points of damage. Okay, that's not bad.
He's gonna smash us with some fire breath soon, though.
It is the gold dragon's turn. It will stay within reach of. Actually, where? Let me see. It will stay in reach of Victor. Yeah, it'll stay within reach of Victor, and it will use its fire breath. And so that is a 60-foot cone.
Did it give Volknar an opportunity attack?
It will. So if you'd like to take that Volknar, you may.
Was there a reason why I wouldn't?
I assume not.
Do I get an advantage roll on that or no?
You do actually, I will say. That makes sense.
Okay.
Okay. So the way this is going to work for you,
26.
Alice, that's a hit. Go ahead and roll the damage. Alistair, you're going to be able to roll this at advantage. Your dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
12 plus 2. 14.
All right. That's actually a pretty good amount of damage on top of it. Fire goes further back than that. Like it goes across the entire chamber. But we'll just keep it simple. Please roll a dexterity saving throw.
Does my globe help at all? Does it block magic?
Does not, sadly, from
Oh,
what I was
no.
reading. So I actually checked. It's Globe of Invulnerability.
Yeah.
Double check.
I'm fucked.
Yeah, it's spells in particular. Dragon's Breath isn't a spell, sadly.
All right, what do we got to do?
A dexterity saving throw. Alistair, you have made the saving throw.
Ooh, 20.
Oh,
Victor, Zusanu, and Harry, you have failed your saving throw.
What?
Damn.
It is a 21 dexterity saving throw.
Yikes.
what the?
Damn.
So, is it all or nothing?
It's all or half.
We really need AA Raw for healing right now.
67
So-
points of damage from the fire breath.
67.
Yes.
So 34.
So Harry's
but I think
dead.
I can
Harry's
half that
down.
though.
Wait, Harry's way down. Yeah,
Wait a
what
second.
can
I think
Shield do
I think I
anything?
just fully killed Harry.
Yeah, you might have.
So the ruling for
Shield do
this
anything?
is Shield would not do anything here because it's a saving throw. Harry has 32 hit points. I did 67 damage, which is more than double your total hit points. Therefore, you are outright dead. No saving throws or anything.
What about my temp
Oh,
hit
you had
points?
10.
I got
Did you have
I got
10?
10. I got 10.
Okay. Then you are not dead. You still have saving throws.
Oh yeah. And that's an all or nothing thing? Like
That's an all or
it's
nothing,
either
yeah.
it's either
Then
like you have saving throws or you're dead.
Yes.
I have uncanny dodge, so can I half the half?
Yes, you may.
Okay.
So that's going to
So-
be, what is that, 33? It's like 16 points of damage.
Okay.
Yeah, you are at 0 hit points, Harry, and you are down just like Zusanu.
We're fucked.
And as the
God
dragon
That's why I
roars
passed on haste.
and lets out this breath. Wait, did you go down as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's up? Just me?
Your shield doesn't
It's-
help at all?
Well, I failed to save.
Oh.
I thought you took like half damage or something.
If I succeed on the save, and when I would normally take
Oh.
half damage, or when I would normally take half damage, I don't take any damage. So
Oh,
if I had
wow.
saved, I
Damn,
wouldn't
you
have
have
taken.
to.
Yeah,
you
if I
have
had
to
saved, I wouldn't have
save.
taken
That's the
anything.
catch. Oh man,
Wow.
that's sick. Well, not
Okay.
sick that you failed, but if you hit, that would have been sick.
Sorry, I thought you were going to be up. Okay. As the dragon roars and lets out its fire breath, it yells, "You know not what I protect this gold from. There are dark, demonic, devilish forces in Waterdeep seeking to take control. Never ever hid the gold from them, you fools."
We killed them all already. Alistair yells.
You can make a persuasion check. And I will remove this for now. This is gone because Zusnu is down. Harry is down. And let's see. The dragon will reroll for its breath. It does not get its breath back.
Nice.
That will be its turn. Can I get a death save from Zusnu, please?
Is that just a D20?
Yes. 10 plus is a success. 9 or
Oh
less is a failure.
no!
You got 1 failure, no successes.
Ugh.
You guys
Alistair,
want
you are
dying.
my
down.
I'm
persuasion?
dying, guys. I'm dying.
You stink.
We'll get you back up. Don't worry. I got a 20 on my persuasion check.
Gotcha. And the dragon yells.
Dirty 20.
Gotcha. And the dragon yells, "What do you mean you've taken care of them? Who were they? How do I know not that Laryl Silverhand was part of it? That is why I'm protecting this gold."
We worked with Laryl to take down what were the names, boys?
Which will
The
castle
Castle
lanterns.
Lantern.
The Castle Lanterns. That's right.
He looks
Elster's
at you
flustered
and
because we're fighting a fucking dragon that just took out his boys.
he's pretty perplexed. He's still hostile for now. But if there's anything else you'd like to do for your turn,
Show him the coins. Get them from my pocket.
Get the eye
I'd say-
galore.
I say with my dying
I
breath.
have the stone and we have their souls. The Castle Lantern souls trapped.
trapped. I'm not sure I believe you. I mean, if there's anything else like an action or something you'd like to take, you can do so. But
I'll flash the stone around the edge of the column real quick and then put it back. See if he sees it.
okay, that's interesting. He will almost assuredly see it based on the perception check I get here. Yep. So he definitely sees the stone, and he goes, "That is the key to this vault. Did you take it from Neverember? He was supposed to dismember it and pass it and hide all the bits and pieces around the city. Where
Been
did you
reassembled
come by
'cause-
that?"
It's been reassembled so we could come here to see you.
Okay, so I'm going to say that's either your full turn, unless you want to take like an action at this point.
Oh, it's
Give one of us a potion.
yeah. I'm gonna go over here and slide. Who in the turn order? Who would be next? Would either of these guys come up?
So Harry should actually be down, not at 10 HP. You had 10 temporary HP, which put you at 42.
Yeah, no, I'm down. Yeah.
Okay,
But in the turn order,
Regardless.
who would be out of
Oh,
these
yeah.
two? Who would go next?
Harry.
All right. So then I pop a potion in Harry's mouth. Glug, 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 glug.
Okay, is that 2d4 plus 2?
Yep.
You want me to roll it or you roll it?
Go for it. You roll it.
2d4 plus
I
2.
removed one potion from my inventory.
Alright, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, so you've got 6 HP left.
Yay.
You are prone, and you
No.
are alive.
And then I would hide back behind the pillar.
Okay, and it's only providing you cover. He knows where you are.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want, I'll burn a legendary action for shits and giggles, just so he really knows where you are, and you can burn a stealth,
Sure.
just in case you get a 27.
No. No 27
Close.
this time.
That's pretty close. All right, Harry, you are on the ground. You have 6 HP. What would you like to do?
Look at the dragon.
Pick up your boy,
What? Who? Yeah.
Zeus.
Is he right behind me? Down?
Yeah, he's right next to you.
Okay.
I'm
Before
dying,
that.
man. The duck can wait.
Alright, no, I'll give it. No, we'll do it first. I'll
Oh,
give Zeus one of my potions. Go roll 2d4 plus 2.
Volknar's
Okay.
haste is gone too because it's concentration.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
But you could drink a potion if you'd like, Volknar.
And it's
5
debatable
HP.
whether Victor's is gone or not because he took a potion.
I actually say no. I think the potion stands. It would still be coursing through his veins just because it stopped coursing for a moment. If he comes back up, doesn't mean it would go away.
Boom.
So I'm going to say the effects would actually still be active. And it looks like Zusnu is back up. That would be your turn, Harry, unless you want to move and take cover somehow.
Yeah, behind the pillar.
Okay. I'm going to say that you have half cover there based on the location, whereas Alistair has 3/4 cover. Anything else you would like to do?
Um,
I think you've got a
just
bonus action.
yeah, I'm just gonna hold it for shield
Okay.
if I need it.
Victor, what would you like to do? Or go ahead and make a death saving throw.
D20. Got an 8.
That is a failure.
I'll come save you, Victor. If I'm alive next turn. We're all still kind of bunched up, which is not good.
Volknar, what would you like to do?
What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Let me see.
Save Victor. Maybe. Or I don't know.
I got 15 feet. Save Victor. Did Zeus and his tentacle not get attack? Or...
I was down.
It was gone, I believe.
Okay. All right. So what's using a potion?
Using a potion is a bonus action, unless you're using it on another person, and that's a full action to like pour it down their throat.
Okay. Okay. So this is what I want to do, right? I want to give Victor a healing potion to get him up.
Okay.
I want to use my potion of speed. And then I want to attack the dragon. I want to go here, give him a potion, go here, and then attack over here. And will I
Because you get an extra action from your potion.
Wait, that's kind of amazing. Because it's use an object, so I think that's totally capable. So you get 2 attacks. So the way this is gonna work is you're gonna shove the potion down Victor's gullet.
Okay.
That's 1 use an object, and then you get your full action to attack. So you get 2, if not 3 attacks because you're in a frenzy if you want.
Okay, I'll use my potion. Victor, you can roll for it. This is gonna deplete my potions.
7.
Okay.
7.
Everybody's not dead yet.
Yeah, but I'm up right in front of the dragon still.
Oh, you're fucking Victor. You can take it.
Yeah, we'll see. This thing always
Just
hits.
You just gotta save the next fire breath. That's all.
So if I use my potion of speed, right?
Oh, you already used it.
No, I didn't. Or did I?
Victor used
Oh, sorry.
his.
Sorry,
Victor
Victor
used
used his. Okay. That would be your bonus action.
Okay.
So then you're hasted. So you can still do it. You can just take 2 attacks against the dragon once you run over to the other side of him.
Okay, I'll run over here, chug my potion of speed.
He's zooming.
And now I'm over here.
And I will give you advantage.
That's what I wanted. All right. $21 to hit.
That is a hit.
10 damage.
Dragon is bloodied.
Alright, I guess
Oh
I'll
shit!
use my second action. You said I got 2.
Yeah, your second attack. Go for it.
21 to hit.
That's a hit.
What does it cost for you to heal a Susanoo? Like mid-fight?
An action. But
15
if he's
damage.
bloodied, it might be better just to go for the kill.
I was saying it might be better for you to get Victor some health.
You have done 148 points of damage so far to this dragon.
So he's probably got like 270 max.
Like I was trying to make it paralyzed or prone or something, but I only had one shot with the wand.
All right. At the end of its turn, it will use a legendary action to tail attack you, Volknar. As you zoom around, does an 18 hit?
Well, so I have the potion of speed. Does that give me a +2 to my AC?
Yeah.
It does.
So no, it does not.
Then as it does attempts to hit you with its tail, you are able to duck because of your super speedy reflexes right now.
Boom!
Okay, that was its legendary action. It gets its legendary actions back at the beginning of the turn. It already tried to recharge its breath weapon. It could not. It will...
The fact
going
that
to
its
use-
breath is gone, it was huge.
Let's see. Feet of the dragon. All right, it is going to use its frightful presence and roar and say, "You foolish creatures, you gnats that swipe at me." And it will use its frightful presence, so everybody please make a wisdom saving throw.
Ugh. 12.
15.
Is it bad that I'm worried that 20 might not have saved?
Everybody has failed.
Oh
Yes.
no!
It is a 21. So you are all frightened, which means you have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while within line of sight of the dragon, and you cannot move closer to your source of fear. So those of you next to the dragon can stay where you are. You don't have to run away from it. But those of you who are far away cannot get closer. It is then going to use its 3 attacks, 1 bite and 2 claws. It will take, let's see, it will take the 2 claws, or it will take a bite and a claw at Volknar. 19, that's going to be a miss.
That's correct.
It's going to be the bite attack. 17 is a miss. It's going to
Oh,
go for you
shit.
again, considering it keeps missing. It wants to get at least 1 hit on you, because you are one of the gnats that it sees. And that will be 6 points of damage after it's halved. Well, shit. That was a pretty good round for you guys.
35. Okay.
I was lucky.
That will be the end of its turn, and that will bring us to Zeusanu. You cannot get closer. What would you like to do?
I am gonna lightning bolt him.
Okay.
How do we, is there a way to break the fear?
At the end of each of your turns. And actually, so Zeusanu, Harry, Alistair, whoever was impacted by the strength one as well, I'll need a strength saving throw too.
So a strength saving throw. That's a fail.
Yep.
And what's the other one?
Wisdom.
That is also a fail.
The 21 for both of those. So.
Damn.
And you're going to use Lightning Bolt?
I am. At 5th level, I believe it is.
Okay. And that's a dexterity saving throw?
Yep, of 16. Which I bet he's probably gonna save the motherfucker.
Does. But it does half damage, right?
It does. So half of 27.
Okay. He will take 14 points of damage. And as you see the lightning bolt course through the air, Victor, you're able to duck sort of out of the way as it shoots over your head and into the dragon. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Zusanu?
I'm gonna bring Tentacool back off this
Okay,
pillar.
gotcha.
Oh, nat 20.
That's a hit.
Oh, big.
Nice.
So 17 cold damage.
And you can see that it smacks his wing, which frosts over as he's flying in the air, and he seems to get heavy for a moment. And I'm going to bring him down to 10 feet because of that. Is there anything else you can do? Movement?
I'm gonna run and dive behind this pillar. Try to get as much cover as I can.
Gotcha. Okay. And you are behind that pillar at this point. I will say it gives you half cover. It will use one of its legendary actions and attack Volknar. It will use its tail attack against you, Volknar. And it is raging at this point. It's actually going to hit you, thank God. And it will do 7 points of bludgeoning damage to you with its tail. You're not quick enough this time.
Is that halves or is that full?
The 7 points, it was 14 halved to 7.
It's crazy. Alistair has the most HP right now.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Alistair, what would you like to do?
I feel like this thing's modifier isn't even worth trying a spell. Like I was thinking possibly trying Tasha's Hideous Laughter, but I just think its modifier is just like higher than the fucking save at this point, so
Right?
I'm just gonna try to Firebolt, and it's at disadvantage, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, because like I would just like sidestep over. I wouldn't go closer, but just like sidestep and Firebolt.
Yep.
Let's see. No good. Then I guess the bonus action hide.
Okay. Something I forgot to do real quick for the dragon is recharge its breath weapon, which it gets back.
Oh, we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that.
I mean, that was at the end of its turn, so it doesn't matter until like its full next turn. So,
So then I have to roll. What were the checks for the debuffs on us? Strength and something else.
strength and wisdom.
Okay. I fail both.
Okay. It will use one more of its tail attacks, and I think this is going to be 1, 2. It's got one more legendary action here. It's gunning for Volknar. It's really sick of Volknar. A
Well,
19 is a miss.
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, Harry, what would you like to do?
Harry.
Yeah, I'm here. Just thinking if.
Kill the dragon.
Yeah, yeah.
Fireball.
But does Fireball do the most damage even for a single target?
I don't
I
know. I
mean,
don't know yet.
I know. Well,
what are the
that's
other
what
options?
that's what I'm quickly wondering. Ice Knife I think is sometimes good because it does the.
No, not compared
But
to Fireball. Because it's a roll versus a to hit, and you're at disadvantage right now.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I'd
isn't
say Fireball is the move.
Fireball's guaranteed damage.
okay, fine. Here's gonna Fireball.
Blast him.
All right. Roll that dex save.
Yeah, 17.
Oh
to save.
shit!
So
Wow.
The dragon is going to use one of its 3 legendary resistances to succeed. So he will only take half damage on this.
Still good though. Just damn,
That was
sucks.
quite good. I've thought for sure that I would have burned at least one of those by now. To be honest, I just kept rolling like 17s and 18s every time. Because like Victor in particular used, I want to say like 4 menacing attacks.
Hmm.
Just by law of averages, I thought one of those would come up, meaning I would have had to use a
Yeah.
legendary resistance. But is there anything else you'd like to do, Harry?
This thing's almost out of resources, but so are we.
I'm just gonna keep hiding.
Okay.
Hopefully my boys can keep going.
It will use its last tail attack this round to try to hit Volknar once more. Who seems to be... Oh, okay. I'll be able to hit him this time.
What?
14 points damage, halved is 7. So 7 more points. I'm like slowly whittling you away with tail attacks, Volknar. You're dodging left and right, claws, bite, tail, fending off this dragon somehow. All right. Victor, you are prone on the ground after your friend Volknar has poured a potion down your throat.
Yeah.
You are hasted. You can feel it coursing through your veins. What would you like to do?
First things first, I will use second wind and get some HP. So
Gotcha.
1d10. Well, give me a 10. 7. Okay, so I get 13 HP back.
Ooh.
All right.
Victor's in it.
Yeah, but do I want to be standing right in front of him when he has that breath again?
Definitely
Probably
not, because we're like directly behind your path. So you wanna, once you're done with your turn, you wanna swing behind this thing here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know,
Or what if you just move below him?
below him.
Yeah.
He is flying in the air.
I guess
Could do
maybe
that
just
if
some
you so
kind of
wished.
dragon stomp. That'd be fucked.
Yeah, like he lands
Yeah,
on
it's
you.
true.
Okay,
I'm just saying you
so
can try to get cover behind this, or just
so
like.
does extra attack count as like extra action, or is it just like? So,
The way it works is haste gives you an extra action that is limited to 1 attack. Use an object, dodge. Like there's a number of things you can do.
but like instead of because since I have extra attack, like normally where I attack and then attack again, like
Gotcha.
I attack and then use a healing potion and then like and then
be
still
able to
have my
use-
extra act and still have the extra action.
Yeah, I mean, in that instance, a healing potion's only a bonus action anyways. So you'd still have 3 attacks.
Okay, so I'll at least use one
You
healing
might be able to
potion.
use your extra action to disengage.
That's
so
what
you
I'm
could do that.
thinking. Thank you, Alistair. Okay, you're doing exactly what I'm thinking. You're saying exactly what I'm thinking there. All right,
Same page, dude.
all right.
Perfect.
So 2d4 plus 2. 4. So another 7. Okay. So that was action 1. So then could I still use another healing potion and then disengage with my other action?
Yes, you may.
Okay. I'll do that. Okay. Cool. And then we will disengage around this corner here.
Okay. It will take an attack of opportunity at you with its claw.
I thought he was disengaged.
I use disengage.
Oh, sorry, disengaged. My bad.
Yeah.
No, you're good. That brings us to Volknar. What would you like to do?
Well, thanks for moving, Victor. Now I don't get advantage rolls.
Well, you know, I'm just trying to survive.
Well, okay. How about this? If I
We're trying to survive this encounter.
Yeah.
if I move south Do I still get the advantage roll because of the tentacle?
No.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm just gonna swing then.
Okay.
Ooh, 9.
That is a miss.
Here we
You can
go
do it,
again.
Volknar.
You've got 2 more attacks.
Base 20.
Boom.
Damn.
Critical hit.
How many
That's your
times have you got a hit in this one fucking session? I mean, we really needed it, so I'm not complaining, but geez, the luck on
Don't
this
you get
guy.
Don't you get an extra D12 as well?
He does.
Yeah, we all know by now.
23 plus 2.
Damn. All right. You get 1 more attack.
Alright, we go again. 19 to hit.
That is a hit.
10 plus 2 for 12.
Okay.
I feel good over here. I can move down here without getting an attack of opportunity, right?
You also have 1 more attack if you want. You have
Oh.
that frenzied attack.
Yeah, let's go. 23.
That's a hit.
Ooh. 16 plus 2.
And it's still up. Is there anything else you would like to do? You want to just move there?
Yeah, I'll just move there.
Okay. It is the dragon's turn. It will land, and it will transform back into the form of the dwarf because it has 6 HP left.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
And it will bend the knee and say, "Please, spare me. You know not what you come here to do. I assume you want the treasure. Take it. I ask that you spare me my life. Please, just don't tell Daggalt Neverember I failed him. Whatever you do." And I'll say here is where we'll pick up next session to wrap up our time in
boom.
Waterdeep.
Boom,
Oh
boom,
shit.
boom.